Welcome into another Wednesday night. 7's Wild. I'm Fallout Pop Blender, Brotherhood of Steel, and with me is my cousin.
DownSouth 77, aka 3-star draw, here with
Okay, I'm
Fallout
gonna get
Boy.
out of this thing because it's hot and it's fogging up. But I'm a huge Fallout fan, and I wanted to show off some of my props. Damn it! Ah!
This it's a good that's a good day for it.
Woo wee!
Probably be some fallout, so that's probably good. Get
All right,
I'm
hang
loving
on. Let
this
me put the
pit
headphones on. Turn the
for the
headphones on, bitch. All right.
for the Imperium. I'm guessing that means something in Fallout. So
No. That is a Warhammer, but I yeah, I'm a
yeah,
huge Fallout fan, and I've had this thing. I got to figure out a way to put it up behind me. Next week or next time, I'm gonna bring out my Pip Boy and have my Pip Boy on screen. Yes, I have a full Pip Boy that I can wear on my wrist. Yeah, I'm a huge Fallout fan, and I just felt like, you know what? Matthew every week has his figures out. This week, I wanted to have something fun, and so I'm like, I'm gonna put my damn Brotherhood of Steel Nuka Cola T60 Power Armor helmet on.
I showed my Pip Boy one night, and YouTube sent me a warning.
Yikes, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna have to end this stream early. That's just how it goes. When my cousin starts showing his Pip Boy, all the bars start closing down. It's
All
last
hell breaks
call.
loose when the pip comes out. That's when it goes all to hell. So, so what's going on, man? You feeling better? You've been feeling rough last two
No,
weeks.
no, I'm not feeling better actually, but by gosh, I'm gonna power through like last night. Uh, Red Bull, coffee. Um, well, and I'll just leave it at that. Red Bull, coffee, maybe a shot or two of whiskey, but yeah, we're gonna get through it as best that I can. And yeah, it's been a rough week. It is what it is. Everybody probably knows it by now that's tuned in or watches me. We had a good time last night though with Matthew. Always do, and got through a lot of stuff. And yeah, by the end of it, I had to take an hour off before I called War Chest because, whew, I get on the phone with him, man. We'll sit there and talk just like you and I
Yeah,
do,
right.
and it's like, yeah, you better be prepared. You better
You
be prepared to speak.
call timer on the phone, and you've been on the phone for 45 minutes, and you hadn't even said what you called for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, exactly. That's exactly what happened. So yeah, man, it was great. But anyway, so
yeah. You
yeah,
guys had a good show last night. That
that was
Fantastic
fun,
Four
man.
trailer.
Yeah, it was fun. It's look, the only thing I hope to do is either, number one, entertain, which just like you and I, entertain people, right, and have people hang out and participate and just chill, and number two, kind of bring some information. It's a slow time right now for kind of the Hollywood stuff and everything what we
Yeah.
do, and so it's kind of hard sometimes to bring a lot of news because there's not a lot of news. So you're really digging for stuff, but yeah, he makes it a lot easier, man. I'm telling you, dude. Like he really does. He makes it a lot easier. Just like when I stream with you, it's like we bounce back and forth, and it makes it easy to do and talk to, and just kind of have a good time.
Yeah.
And so I'm very fortunate to be able to do that with two people who make it a lot easier to do this with. It's a lot of fun. So
Yeah,
so yeah,
y'all have a good show. I enjoyed last night's show. Of course, by the end of it, by the time you guys end, I'm barely hanging on because
yeah.
I done hit this Ambien, and I'm like, I got to pay attention, or I'm gonna order shit on Amazon. So,
Yep. Once
uh,
you once you hit the ambient, it's all over but the
yeah,
crying, son.
yes, sir. So, and it's actually something I'm gonna talk about here in a little bit.
Okay.
Is Amazon is something I know we're gonna have to keep that in the forefront. So, I'm gonna use this banner, and we're gonna go through and say hi to the chat and go ahead and
Let's do
do
it.
that. But we're gonna throw this banner up and say what's
What's
going
going
on.
on? We
Yeah.
spoil. I spoiled that months ago,
You
and
did.
and if I didn't, it'd probably still be going.
It
It'd
may
probably
be.
still people would still be going, "What in the world?"
It was Loki that got that, right?
Yeah, but if I didn't do
Well,
the
Loki's here.
cigarette thing, if I didn't do the
Yeah.
whole behind the back, and I can
Yeah.
barely reach behind my head now, anyway. But anyway.
No, yeah, be careful. You'll throw out a shoulder or something.
Yeah, no, I already
You're
had a
falling
pinched
apart.
nerve problem the few days ago. I don't want to do it again.
All right. So first in the chat is
Ha
Pop Wonder
ha!
saying I beat you up
Yes, I
to the
beat you
chat.
all, even Daredevil Dave.
Yep.
Curiously
And
missing.
Crimson Cobra Commander, who is always one of the first in the house. And we're going to talk about him too. I got something I need to bring to attention for Triple C.
I responded to his message as well, if that's what you might be talking about.
Probably so.
Yep.
Ronnie Trickshot in the house. Starter up Karn. What's
Karn? Dude, it's an Australian thing. You wouldn't understand.
Clearly not. So, Punk with Toys tuning in early. Wait, what show is it? The name of this one hasn't changed.
I have some news about a Punk with Toys. Shocking news. Expose. Shocking news. Some of you may be interested in hearing, and I will tune you into that momentarily.
All right, I'm riveted. I can't wait.
I bet.
Ronnie says this is the one where everybody speaks Spanish. You wouldn't understand it.
Oh, Taco Bell.
Yep. So there he is, Loki model misfit in the house.
He was MIA for a while.
Yeah, he's back.
To see him back. Like to see him back.
Back victorious.
Absolutely.
Wraith Mace. The week is almost over.
Love this guy.
Part of it. It's probably tomorrow for me, so ready to get that over with. Derek Holloman in the house.
Always.
Wraith enjoyed your helmet.
My fallout. Yeah. It's a bad bitch, man. Also,
I love that thing.
I'll tell you a little history about this in a minute.
Okay. Let's get through this, and you can tell us about Punk and Fallout Man.
Yes, sir.
So, Loves Mules in the house, cousin to me, sister to you. What's going
That's
on,
right.
cuz?
Hey.
Work. Let's see. Ronnie says you look more handsome with the helmet on.
I've heard that. Heard that many times, actually. Even when I don't wear the helmet, and when I do wear the helmet, it's nobody knows which helmet. Doesn't matter.
It's always lights with me. Can we just leave the lights off? Okay, whatever. Feels the same. Ray says you should go to NYCC with him this year.
I wish. God, yeah, I wish. Oh man,
that'd be dope.
Yeah.
Crusty old crow. Hey, listening while I clean. I've got my house needs it. If you want to come down, man, you can do my house when you're
and while you're at it, Crow, you're only about 22 minutes away, 25 minutes away, depending on traffic, maybe longer, maybe shorter. And you're more than welcome to travel a little north and do the same thing. So,
that's right. Yeah,
absolutely.
Just make a circuit. Make a circuit and keep you down here for a while.
Bring it on.
So, Crow actually potentially might. We got to talk about it, but there's been talk of Crow flying down. So we'll keep everybody informed if that happens. It's just,
you didn't just say that.
Talked about. Yep, Crow's gonna fly
literally
down. He's gonna fly south
for the winter.
Something we have discussed is Crow flying. As the crow flies, he might come down.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh man, I can't make this up, but I do. Derek Holloman, what's going on, man? Derek Turk Murphy.
Yeah, there we go.
In the hazy.
Turk.
Let's see. Going down. Menjoza. I won't steal Punk's thunder. Menjoza. What's up, man?
Yes.
Let's see.
There's a name I recognize.
I know that guy too. Cousin to me, son to you. Requiem, what's going on, man? Let's see. Tony's Figs in the house.
Tony, what's up, buddy? Just talking about you earlier tonight on a phone call, and it was all good, just so you know. All good.
Oh, good. Yes. That was that last Hammer album.
Mm-hmm. The last Hammer album, which was in 1994.
It was before he just signed his assets over to the IRS.
Yikes.
How I don't never understand that. So, Sabotage X88, what's going on, man? How you doing? Thanks for coming in. I like it. Firefly, got Firefly on the avatar. So, all right. So you got to tell us the history of the Fallout
Okay.
Woman, and you got to do your expose on Punk that you were talking about.
Okay, so just so everybody knows, when my son was probably like I don't know, 8 or 9 years, 10 years old maybe. I'm trying to remember when it was. Um, I was like, I saw this at GameStop. I'm a huge Fallout fan, and I was like, oh, he would love this because, in all honesty, and he'll back this up, he loved playing Fallout 4. He played Fallout 4, I mean, round the clock, 5, 6 years ago. I mean, just loved it. And so I was like, oh, he'd love this helmet. Of course, he is way too small at that time to even try to wear it. On top of what would you wear it for? Okay. So obviously it kind of just ended up with me, which it really was a gift for him for me. You know, we've all done that, right? It's like, oh, I'm gonna buy you this thing for me.
Look,
And
honey, I got you a chainsaw.
however, when this power armor helmet came out, it had mold issues. It had a recall. It had a recall. Evidently, Bethesda somehow shipped them out, and the way they were stored, it had mold on the inside, and it had this terrible smell, and it was not safe. And
Oh no, no, it's
oh
mold.
no, well, and so I don't know if I bought it when that period was happening or when it was after and they fixed it. I don't know, but I remember when I got it, it had this horrible smell, and I had to set it out from the box for like a week and a half, 2 weeks to get 2 weeks to get rid of the smell. So, but it's all good now. It's totally safe to wear, as you can tell. I had it on for probably about 45 seconds, but but I love this
Does it
thing
do
anyway.
anything to help fight off colds?
Yes, but what a horrible, like, seriously, this was a big deal. If you look it up and you look up the T60 or the Nuka Cola Power Armor Helmet Bethesda fiasco or issue or whatever, yeah, it had a mold problem. Uh, so anyway, so that's that. Now, the second bit of news is that I'm gonna flip the tables, folks. I'm flipping the tables, and I am going to actually have a Punk with Toys on a Pop Blender Unfiltered, and I'm going to flip the tables. It's a alternate Thursday with a friend, and I'm going to interview Punk. However, a lot of you have heard Punk's stories. A lot of you know Punk's stories, and but I'm going to try to delve into maybe some other topics with Punk that he doesn't get a chance to talk about. Now we're not going to talk
Won't
about
know this
politics.
before tonight.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We message back and forth. We're not going to talk politics. We're not going to get into that whole thing. I'm not, what I do on Unfiltered on a Friday night is kind of my thoughts on whatever I want to talk about. But I thought it'd be fun to have him on because I love the guy, number one, and number two, I thought it'd be fun to turn the tables on him, right? And kind of interview him and ask him some questions that I'm interested about, and maybe delve into some other topics that maybe he hasn't brought up before, maybe he hasn't talked about before on a Thursday with a friend. So
Yeah.
tentatively scheduled for March the 7th. However, I realize that is the second Friday of the month of March, which is now the new date for a Punk's Pit, right? So right now, trying to
Yes.
figure that out. It would
Okay.
be, I think it would be. It may be the first weekend. I don't know, but I don't really, I assume it'd be it could be the second. I don't really know how it falls. I don't know,
Okay.
whatever. But
That's
anyway,
cool. I
but I think
look
it's March
forward to
7th. So
look
hope
forward
if it's
to
the
that.
first weekend, then we're good to go.
Okay.
But I got to relook at the calendar and not being a math professor or being very good at it. I don't know. I'm just saying if it fell in the second Friday, you know what I'm saying? Like if a day the first and then somehow whatever. I don't know, whatever. But anyway, I'm
All right.
stupid. Okay, folks, I'm stupid. Just so you
What?
know.
That's good. I didn't know. I didn't know you had that coming up. So that's good. I'm glad to hear that. And make sure that you ask him if he's ever seen the USS Flag.
Um, I will ask him that question for sure. Um, yeah, just without looking at my calendar, I was sitting there thinking like I know that he had changed a Punk's Pit to like you know what I mean? Like just
I
the
totally forgot he did
whatever
that
and
too.
and
So
so I was kind of like, okay, well maybe it falls on that Friday. So I'm gonna double check it and everything. But anyway, I wanted to do it because I he has people on every Thursday and I thought it'd be fun just to have him on and do that and just kind of have some fun with it. And at the end, I'm gonna do a rapid fire. We're gonna do a rapid fire. Like, hey, question, answer. I think it'll be a lot of fun. So hopefully you guys will tune in for that. And so yeah, so that's tentatively March the 7th. I think is what I've got down here for that day. So, but I just wanted to go ahead and get that out there for everybody. And yeah, so I think it won't interfere with Punk's Pit if I'm not mistaken. So anyway, that's that. I don't want to take up too much time with that, but I thought it'd be a good
good.
time. And Punk's a good dude. I enjoy what he does, and just thought it'd be fun to have him on and maybe me flip the tables on him this time. You know?
Yeah, man, it's a good idea, man. I'm looking forward to being in the chat for that one. So say what's up to Sabir Del Norte
Hey,
in the house.
hey,
Thank you. I
what's
appreciate it.
up?
Seven's Wild Chat and to hosts, what's going on, man? Thank you for coming by. And Woody Triple Deuce, the figure addict in the house. What's going on, Woody? You doing, my man? So probably opening up a box full of toys somewhere. Let's see. So tonight we're gonna
Probably.
we're gonna talk about some stuff everybody's been talking about. We're gonna go over the GI Joe Day reveals and give our thoughts on them because we really haven't had time to expound on them. And I want to see what the chat thinks about some of this stuff. Got a couple other things that are adjacent to that we're going to talk about as well. And then we're going to get to our topic, which, as you guys know, we like to do kind of crazy, fun, silly topics. We like to have a good time over here. So
This one's goofy,
this one is goofy, and
but it is fun. I think it's fun.
I think it's gonna be fun. So we're gonna put each other on the spot, and we have a list of figures. It can be anything, but I mean, we mostly went with based it off a Real American Hero, the old toy line, of course, and we're going to give each other figures to have to come up with a job for them based on their name on the spot. It's not as easy as it sounds. There's a few softballs, but some of them. So this is be a test
Yeah.
of our spontaneity
spontaneity, yes, for sure.
and our wit that we like to show off, but we have time to prep for it when we do. So not quite as much tonight. So,
just think that like when you look at these code names sometimes, like sometimes, yeah, they're on the nose, but also if you took them literal, it's like, okay, off the cuff, could you come up with a either job, I guess, right? And just a quick, like what you'd see on the back of a file card, maybe just a quick, this is what they do based off of their code name. And some of these are, man, I'm going to tell you, I looked through several, especially different years. You and I picked different years so that way we wouldn't crisscross.
Didn't double up on figures.
If we did it all across the whole thing, you would probably find some of the names I would find. So we just decided to pick different years and then take like 10 of those. And some of them, man, oh my God. Like I know what I would come up with, you're not going to come up with, and vice versa. But some of them are some are so ridiculous. I think they're hilarious.
Yeah,
so it's a good exercise just for
funny.
Fun. Yeah.
So it's gonna be stupid, but it's gonna be stupid.
Oh yeah. So, who cares, man?
Graph is in the house. What's going on?
Yeah,
Graph?
what's up?
maybe next classified, maybe that what you and he's asking if you and Punk are going to talk about that. Maybe that was his question there. I don't know.
Triple C was interested in that, and that was his question. I know to me on YouTube, he sent a message to me or posted a comment about what I'd like to see, and so that's
go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and share this right here. So this is on Triple C's Facebook, Crimson Cobra Commander here in the chat. So he put a post in his community tab the other day, and he wants to do a video on what people want to see for HasLabs.
That's cool.
So he'd asked for 2 G.I. Joe vehicles and 2 Cobra vehicles, and he's going to take and get the most, answers, the top answers, and he's going to kind of talk about it in a video. So
or Iron Grenadier. That was for me. That was also kind of tagged on at the end. Was like an Iron Grenadier maybe, and of course there's an obvious one that I picked, but
probably the same one I picked,
especially for a HasLab, right? But yeah, a couple of my answers didn't follow the motif of land, water, air.
Yeah, no.
I kind of just I have kind of my own, but yeah. No, it's good. It's a good question.
I just picked what I wanted. So head over to Crimson Cobra Commander's page. That's what the post looks like.
Sabotage X88. That is a new name for me. I don't know about you, but that's a new name for me. Welcome in.
Yeah, it seems like maybe he's been here once before. I know it seems like I've seen it.
If that is, I don't recall, and I apologize for that. But yeah, absolutely. Hey, thanks for rolling in for sure, man. Hang out for a little while.
Way, thank you for stopping by. Got 16 watching right now. Hit that like if you hadn't done that yet. I always forget to say it, so
me too.
It's made me think to remember to watch it. Always. So anyway. This is his post, so head over to Triple C's page and just give him some feedback in the comments down here, and that way he can have some data for his video that he wants to do.
So let me ask you, because I mean this is going to be kind of all grouped together and whatever, and I don't think it's necessarily maybe a big surprise. Which ones did you say? If you want to reveal that, I don't know necessarily there's going to be a big reveal per se, but I think just taking a poll, which ones did you kind of pull out of the hat?
So for my Joe vehicles, I picked the Havoc and the Whale, and for my Cobra vehicles, of course, I picked the Hydrofoil.
Yes,
and I picked the Demon.
Yep. Well, the Demon was my Iron Grenadier choice for sure. I picked the Night Raven and the Hydrofoil. I would love a Night Raven. This thing is huge, but I'd love it. Oh my God.
It literally is the size of a recliner based off.
Yes, absolutely. And then I believe the Mauler and the Whale, if I'm not mistaken, were my 2 Joe vehicles. I may have to double check it, but I think that's what I posted or what I voted. He might correct me here actually, which is terrible. I don't remember, but I think I did.
It's all public information. It's out there.
Yeah, and folks, let's not kid ourselves. Once you put information out there, it may come back to haunt you.
It remember that. It's up to Kiwi GI Customs and Collection. How
Kiwi,
good to see you in here, my man.
Lunchbox in the house.
What's up, Lunchbox? I almost Sabotage says the Bug. I almost picked. I was that close to picking.
It's such a weird, different, interesting vehicle, and I just don't know if does it have enough love. You know what I mean? Like, does it really? So. I don't think so, but it's such a wild, weird, out there vehicle, right?
I'd love to see it. I just don't think there's enough. I don't think there's enough people. Now, I don't mean that I think it would fund, because I think just about anything they do. Yeah, I think about anything they do.
You may be right.
Fund. but I don't think at this point, right now, but I don't think it would be. I think it'd be slow to fund, but I think it would fund.
Yeah, it's an odd bird, that's for sure.
Yeah. So that guy right there showing up in the chat.
Yeah, buddy, what's going on, man? Just got off the phone with him. He's a trippy dude. He's a good guy. Good guy. Love him.
And he's 10 minutes earlier than his standard 40 minutes late.
That's true. From what I understand, he had a work call, and I know he has a lot of them, so it is what it is. But yeah, no, war chest in the house. So
I got one comment starred way back up at the
okay,
top, and I want to go ahead and pull it up.
yes,
and this
sir.
is when Requiem Evangelon first come in, right after you had the mask on. He's currently trying to broker a deal for a World War I gas mask.
Man, listen, my son loves World War One history. He has just done a deep dive into World War One, which is the war most people don't care about. World War II is the war most people care about, and most people even our age, right? And you had grandparents that maybe, grandfather that fought in the war, or in the military at that time. But yeah, he loves World War One. He loves the trench warfare stuff, and the uniforms and the history and culture and all that stuff surrounding World War One. And I think a lot of it has to do with it was so long ago, so to speak, that it's almost forgotten in a way. And because American involvement wasn't as heavy as it was in World War II. We were very late to that war and were not involved. Two was better overall. Let's not kid ourselves. It is a sequel. It was better overall. I wouldn't call it a Empire Strikes Back, so to speak, but it has its advantages and its disadvantages. I'd say there wasn't as much mustard gas going around.
Mustard and biscuit.
The sequels all sucked. Yeah, no kidding. But nonetheless, yeah, no. So it doesn't surprise me that he's not trying to work out a deal for a World War One gas mask or whatever. World War One.
Those things are cool. I hope you win it, and I hope it does not have mold in it. It's not musty.
Oh no, war chest. No, you're just fine. You're right on time. I know you were. God bless America. Listen, war chest. I can tell you, I think I'm a smart guy. I'm really not, but I also think I'm quite articulated and can articulate my thoughts. But I am not as articulated as Articulated Ninja, and he was quite articulated recently. And so it's the last person I want to make mad. I can tell you that.
That's right. So all I gotta say.
All right, Dan.
All right, Dan.
So moving on. Let's see. There's a good one. I'm not even. Yes, I am. There it is. So.
I don't want to know. Yes, he did. Punk,
unfortunately,
had a lot to work with, and it is what it is, folks. Look,
it's his.
This is this is not the stream to necessarily give the thoughts, but you guys have all seen it. It has over 6,000 views at this point. It was released last night, so it's pretty hefty for a video that was released last night. It was about 3 hours old after I got off my stream with Matthew, so it had been out since about 7 p.m., I guess, 8 p.m. Yeah, Central Time. And it racked up a lot of views. And hey, it all sucks. It all sucks, but it all could have easily been avoided, unfortunately.
Probably going to rack up some more.
Easily. Yeah.
Might have a place to warrant a discussion at another.
What's the quote from Karate Kid? Put him in a body bag. That's what it was.
About how
holy shit.
All right,
But anyway,
some
so
GI Joe.
yeah, let's move right along,
This
shall we?
this can deviate.
Walk this way.
Walk this way. Oh, that was a really good Run DMC era
Woo,
mashup.
mercy. Let's do it. Get it
All right,
into. Let's get into it, man. Let's do it. I know that everybody's gone over these. They probably up, down, left, right, forward, and backward, and diagonal, and sideways. But we haven't really been able to give our thoughts on them, and not really. So let's do it.
now, and we want to hear chat, and we want to hear what you guys think about these as well while we go over them. So I got them I have them in an order, and I have them in an order for a reason. Yes, no, it was to me too. It didn't pop up for me. It was sent to me while I slumbered.
Yes,
That is
in
a
your
way even
slumber.
worse.
Yeah.
Even worse situation right there. So, all right. So first, we're gonna take a look at Breaker here. So
I'm gonna tell you right now. All right, before you even start, because I'm gonna let you go on, but I gotta tell you right now. I personally am all about mass device, weather dominator. I want, give me all of that. Give it all to me. I know there's a lot of figures we haven't gotten yet. Give it all to me. I love the cartoons. I love this whole thing. I'm A-okay with it. So give it all to me. Now, that being said, you cook, baby, and I'll sit back.
So what's Dreadnought K6?
Dreadnought, no, of course not.
No, a little late.
Love you.
All right, so this Breaker, I think it looks good. We got the gray. More importantly, we have a radio, and I dig the blowing the bubble head. So when we saw that leak on Weibo a while back, and he had the piece in his mouth that looked like he was, rolled him a doob, or had a cigarette or whatever. I guess now we know that it was the peg for the bubble, because I'm guessing that's removable, or perhaps this is two separate head sculpts and that is all one piece. I hope the bubble is removable, but I don't know.
I mean, I doubt it. I would assume they'd show it if it was. Maybe not, and that's just being, stupid on my part. Yes, it is.
So I think it looks good. Now, the thing I am most curious about with these mass device sub-series is, what are they going to do for packaging? Because some of these figures look retro. Some of them are Sunbow, obviously, for mass device.
Yeah.
Are they going to do like retro packaging but put the mass device label? Will they be boxed? I'm curious on how they're going to do these, because they have a really big problem with this retro line.
Well, unfortunately, I think we've seen that their packaging has taken a serious hit, right? And so if we go, even just going back and looking at like the Cobra Island packaging, right? The designated those figures, right? From different from just the other classifieds. And then obviously with your back here, I guess you can't see them on there right now, but I for me, even though most of my stuff is in the box, I'm not as worried about that, designating them and all that, because I think you as a person you know what I mean? I mean, listen, I've heard that code word before, War Chest. You and I have run in some of the same circles in different states, so all too well. It's I don't know, man. Like, does it need the designation? Do we have to? I mean, look, I like the fact that they're saying, "Hey, guys, just so you know, we're going after this. This is what we're doing." I'm cool with that. It is the Target exclusive thing. I'm cool with that too. My Target doesn't get shit. Doesn't mean I'm not going to get them, right? I'm still going to be able to get them, but it's not going to be at my Target, because they just don't have anything. They never have anything.
So,
but
like Punk says, these are replacing the Tiger Force, Python Patrol targets, getting the
That's
mass
fine. That's fine with me.
exclusives. But I'm just wondering the actual card art, the box art. Are they going to put them in boxes? Are they going to be on some sort of a retro card
I assume
that has the
they're going to
mass
be in.
device branding?
I would assume they're going to be in boxes with mass device branding, because if you think about it, how would you do that with the Snake Eyes figure, right? Because isn't that Snake Eyes figure a mass device figure?
Yeah, well, that would have. Yeah, I mean that would.
I mean,
have to
there's
be
no, so
boxed.
how would you? So you wouldn't change the packaging. You know, you wouldn't put him in that, peg
Right.
bubble, or you know what I mean, like packaging, carded packaging. You'd have him in a box too. I think they're all going to be in a box. I mean, I would love the boxes to be special. I would love them to have different. I'm sure they will, but as we've seen, they're not going out of their way to spend a lot of money on the boxes and the packaging. We know
Right.
this now. Like, it's just not their mo, and that's not going to change. That's just not going to change. I just can't see that.
Yeah, and Punk has a good point that I'm trying to highlight, but I think I just actually pulled a Punk. My mouse battery might have died.
You're good. I got you. Talking about no
Okay.
carded figures
Yeah,
have a stand. Yeah,
yeah,
and 100%. And
you're
that's
right.
that's the eagle eye, right? Just looking at the render, in the renders, they put that right, 100%. And but here's the thing. Okay, fuck the packaging. Let's talk about the figure. Okay, I don't care about the packaging. I care about the figure. I love this. I'm a sucker for the green shirts. I'm a sucker for the standard uniform. I'm a sucker for the uniformity. We'll get to Dark Lawn in a minute. Okay, that shit drives me crazy.
He's coming.
This, I love this. I love everything about this. It's uniformity. It looks fantastic. The color looks fantastic. Obviously, we're gonna see when the actual figure gets revealed and not just a render. But
Yeah,
yeah, no, for me, like I'm all about this, dude. I love this look. It's just like looking at a grunt, or a classic rock and roll, or whatever you want. Any one of them. Like, I love that. I love that uniformity. It reminds me. It takes me back to why I love these figures in the first place. Not because they were outrageous and they had bright colors and all different, stuff.
yeah,
It's that they looked like military people. That's why I liked them, camo or not.
absolutely.
And I love this. I'm super good with this, man. Frank's in the house.
What's up, Frank?
Up.
And then Crow says, "Oh, these are Target exclusives here. Canadians will see it at Toys R Us, and you guys don't usually have any trouble finding them up there either, do you? When they're at Toys R Us for you guys, so I'm interested. I think the figure looks really good. For Breaker, again, gave him a radio, gave him the bubble gum, and they actually gave him a sidearm, and then he comes with one of the minerals for the mass device.
Yeah.
I think it looks really good. I like Breaker. I mean, Breaker's uh one of my favorite of the original Joes. So I'm down with Breaker, and I'm excited for these mass device figures, but I'm not as excited as you are. I'm looking forward to them. I don't know that I'm
Man,
going to buy every one of them.
I mean, it just depends. I mean, I look. I'm not gonna lie. Well, we'll get to it. Look, I'm not gonna get ahead of myself. We're gonna get to it. You guys may totally disagree with me. You think I'm out of my mind. I personally don't care because I think I'm out of my mind. So, but we'll get to it. But yes, I do love Breaker. I like this figure. I like the theme they're going with. Um, you know, uh,
Careful, War Chest. If Tony's here, he might have still here. He might have something to say about that.
Yikes. Well, I mean, it'd probably be about $245, but
Yeah, it's true. We'll talk about that too. So, all right. So, where everybody seems, the consensus seems to like Breaker here. Uh, that's War Chest got another good point here. Why would they put the element from the mass device if they're not planning on giving us one? That may be something that they pull out halfway through the year, like, oh, by the way,
I
or
have a yeah, I
I
have
got
a
a
comment on
theory.
that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If you do, go ahead. What's your
No, it's just, I mean, I guess you're getting through these guys. People are talking about, the mass device being a HasLab. I
No,
I can't see that, and I can't see that. Why? Because there's nothing you could do with it. You you
no.
you couldn't
That
do
you would
anything
get the
with it.
figures with it if it was going to be a
You
HasLab.
know what I mean? Like
Yep.
technically, you just couldn't do anything with it. It doesn't fit that description. So, would
No,
I love to
I'll
have one? Yes, it'd be cool. But at the same time, no, I don't want to pledge $300 for a mass device, even as big as it may or may not be. No, I don't want that. I could get that
I'll
3D printed. I could go to Etsy
yeah,
and find someone to make one for me.
they're
I
on there
don't
now.
yeah, I don't need a mass device HasLab. It just doesn't fit their whole deal.
So
It really wouldn't. And would it
so
have more
one,
patches? Maybe. I don't
we don't need no stinking patches. So
know.
one, I would much rather have a weather dominator than a mass device,
Hell
and
yes.
two, my theory is that eventually somehow they're going to wind up doing a build a figure, and it's going to be
Okay.
a build a background
And
piece.
that's cool. That's cool. I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? I'm
uh,
totally okay with a build a figure.
I have heard it or seen it typed out before that
Yeah, no,
people
it's
are
yeah, it's been. Of course, I
it's
watched Monday
ridiculous.
night for sure, but yeah, no, it's talk of the town, right?
Yeah.
Totally talk of the
Uh,
town.
so all right, so we seems to like Clutch pretty well. So I'm down with Clutch, planning on picking him up. Definitely planning on picking up this guy, and I know you are
Yes.
too.
Yeah.
So
Oh, come on with it. Yeah, yeah. Give me Breaker. Give me Flint. These are the originals, right? In my opinion, this is my favorite figure of all time. He's my favorite character of all time. And yeah, no, I'm a okay. The ball cupping hand that everybody joked about Monday night. I get it. I don't know why you need that. It doesn't really fit considering the accessories that he has coming with him. He doesn't need that hand, so I would love to see that changed between now and then. Um,
everybody
po-
needs a ball cup in hand,
I
man.
mean,
Come
look,
on.
they do, but let's not kid ourselves, folks. Like,
So you can see, so you can set him up with Lady J and say, "Stop in the name of
yeah,
love."
yeah. That's not. Yeah, that's true.
I
I mean,
don't
look,
look.
the finger point, whatever. Look, I'm not gonna lie to
Clint
you.
needs that.
I will say this, and I know it's different because it's the Super 7 figure and it's the cartoon figure, right? It's the green shirt figure. It looks different. But that one that comes with like the radio and then the head with the headset on it, right? And the different, those things that fit within that thing. But just
Yeah,
as a retro figure, I don't need six hands. I don't need six hands with Flint. I need one to hold the shotgun, one to hold the pistol.
that's the
That's
cup
it.
in hand.
You know,
That's the cup in hand. Put
I
the
know,
cup in hand.
but
Uh,
what
if his butterfly joints
realistically,
work well enough, that is.
he's not holding the globe and the snake around. I mean, I don't know why we need that thrown in. The
Yeah,
double fists, okay, cool, but yeah, a point, I'm good with that. But yeah, I don't know, whatever. But that's minor to me. That's minor to me. I love this character. I love this figure. I love the original and everything about it. I'm a okay with this. I like the red flares on the backpack. The backpack is true to the retro backpack or the
yep,
original. It is exactly the same, except for the red paint.
yeah. I dig this. This is what a retro figure needs to be. Got the original
That's it.
actual gun. Give him a sidearm with it. That's removable now, and we don't have to use imagination. I don't mind. I don't mind the extra hands. They're already tooled. If it's not going to drive the cost up, I
You
don't
can
care.
put
All
them
that
on
stuff's
somebody
going in a
else if
bag.
you want to. If there's like brown gloves, whatever. You can mix and match that shit if you want
So
to. That's
it's
fine. I don't care.
it's going in it's going in a bag with the for him for his stuff. So say what's up to Comic Death
Oh hell, Comic
5000.
Death five
Think
five
don't think
K.
I've seen you here before.
I
So
haven't either, but
welcome.
I always appreciate anybody stopping in. That's for sure.
And also we
Absolutely.
get Bobby Wald is joining
Bobby,
us.
what's up?
Pyramid of Darkness cube for a
Dude,
HasLab. Not for a HasLab, but I'd like to have it.
not
I'd
for a
like to have
HasLab, but I'm 100%. Look, again, and I'll say it again. I am all about Sunbow. I'm all about the cartoon shit. So, but I know there's figures people want updated from the line before we get into that, before we start digging into that. But God knows they went all in on Python Patrol and Tiger Force and
yeah,
all that when there was a hell of a lot of other figures they could have been putting out before they started repainting.
repaint. Maybe,
So,
hopefully, some of that repaint money is what got us to doing a retro card right
right,
here with
right.
Flint. So
Yeah,
I I like the Flint that we got. I like
me
the
too.
first classified Flint. I got no problem with it,
I do too. I like
but
it.
this will replace him on my
Mm-hmm.
shelf and he'll go to a different display. My main shelf, this is the Flint that will be on there. I love this figure. Everything about it looks good, so I'm down for Flint.
I will agree with Dreadnought here though. Oh no no yeah highlight Frank's because Dreadnought is right after that. Has Frank says Hasbro can
There it
can
is.
just do accessory packs with hand laser rifles etc. And then Dreadnought says the fact that Hasbro hasn't done accessory packs just shows how incompetent they are. Now incompetent or however you want to phrase it, I get it definitely, but I agree that you have an easy sale and you're allowing other companies
Yes.
to come in and play on your playground
Yeah.
and
They're
and
losing
and
a
also
shitload of money
and
to
people are paying
Valaverse.
yeah and they're paying premium prices too,
Yeah.
right?
Gridiron, Valaverse, they're losing so much money and they're
But
repainting half of this shit and throwing it in down the line anyway.
that's what I mean. So to me, it's like yeah, put out weapons packs, put out blast effects pack. I don't. We've this has been what 3 years, 4 years talking about it at this point. How
Yeah.
how long do you need to go before it's like, yeah, I guess that'd kind of be some easy money, it add a little bit to the bottom line. I just
Yeah.
don't understand it. I really don't.
I don't either. And Punk says the original figures didn't come with stands. Get rid of that shit.
Yeah, I don't need stands. I
I
don't.
think that at first I did. I did want stands
Okay.
with all these figures, but I don't use them. They're I'm not gonna use them.
Who does
Step
use them? Is
one.
anybody in the chat? Do anybody in the chat use the stands with these
If I've got
figures?
one that just won't stand up, I'm gonna use a clamp
I
stand with
get
an
that,
arm.
right?
I'm not
But
gonna use this. I think these figures, because when they came out with the 3 3/4 retro card figures, I
yeah.
think they had stands, so
Yes.
they're
Yes.
piggybacking off of that maybe
Okay.
with these.
Right.
I'm fine with them getting rid of the stands and give us a couple extra hands.
I'm just curious. I mean, when you have a figure that doesn't just won't stand up, right? I get it. I totally do. It's like even the old Star Wars figures or whatever. You put the,
Yeah,
the the peg, right? Put the foot right on that peg, and you can stand them up in the Falcon, or you could, do whatever and whatever you want with them. So I get that, and especially when you're playing with them to an extent. But
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, how many people do actually use those stands, or they just end up going in a bag?
Kiwi says it'd be cool to get Sparks. Sparks needs some love. He was in what, like one episode, right? Or 2 episodes.
Yeah.
It'd be good. It'd be good
Yeah.
to get him. They're doing
Sure.
cartoon stuff. Punks, did I shame you into not using them? No, I just realized. At first, I thought every figure should come with them, and
Right.
then when I started setting them up and posing them, I'm like, well, they don't really need them. So I
Right.
think at first I had a couple on there, and
If
I'm
you're doing
no, I don't
photos
need
too and you need
these.
to maybe make a certain pose and you're not showing the feet, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe it's
Yeah,
darker down, you're using shadowing or something like that, or you have other figures and that's person's in the background and you're trying to do kind of a special pose. I could totally see it for sure. And in a pinch, like Frank said, just use them good to have them in a pinch. Yeah, I'm with you. I get it. I
yeah,
guess I don't think most people actually really use them regularly, if I had to
yeah.
guess.
I totally agree. Dreadnought, yes, they do. They are awful, but for some reason, the Crimsons seem to stand better than the regular ones for me. I don't know why that is.
Interesting.
Scarlet and Glenda, yeah, some of them definitely benefit from stands, and that mold is one. However, Scarlet's, even though it's the same mold, Scarlet and or not Scarlet, Glenda and Coral, like I don't have problems standing them, but
Really?
Scarlet, dude, Scarlet will fall over if you look at her cross. I hate the feet on that figure. But for some reason, Glenda, I don't have that trouble with Glenda and Coral. It makes no sense whatsoever. And Kiwi's making an Real American Heroes part.
That's cool.
Seeing that.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, better ankle joints. Yeah, put that stand money towards strengthening those ankle joints because they send me all the shitty ankled figures.
Right.
So, all right, so moving on. So we got Flint. So what do we think about this retro Televipper here?
I'm good with it. There's not a lot to say about this guy, and we don't have to spend a lot of time on him. The main thing is the visor, right? With the what the question mark, and then what is it? Alert, yeah.
Alert.
And somebody mentioned, and I even mentioned it. I was in Ronnie Trick Shots stream with Shark Eyed Toy View, and I happened to mention, yeah, I like these guys. I love the head sculpts. And somebody said, yeah, just grab a, red marker or and write your own message on the front of their thing. And I thought, I guess that would work. Actually,
my hand has never been that steady.
No, but I get the point. The point was taken.
Maybe I could send it up to Crow and he could stencil it on there.
Point was definitely taken, and I get it. Why have to buy a whole nother, figure and just to get two more head sculpts and they have the messaging. But let's not kid ourselves. Like a lot of us asked for the messaging on the visor.
Yeah.
On the front
we
end
talked
when the
about
first one came out. Mm-hmm.
the original, the first Televipers. That was,
yes.
I think I actually said that. That's the only thing that could have made this figure better was if it had the wording on there. Now, as much as I like this, I don't really need another Televiper. Now, I think most of us don't. The arms are different here. I mean, the colors are different. Yes, he's got the rolled up sleeves. So this guy you only get this guy in one flavor, and that's vanilla. So I don't have a problem with that. I'm not that dude. I don't care. I have like 3 of these, and I don't know if this is one I need bad enough just for those head sculpts or not.
I'll probably end up getting him though. I ain't gonna lie.
I probably will, but I don't think I'm gonna pre-order him.
I mean, no. You won't need to pre-order it. I mean, I just at this point, I just can't. Is there any figures that you need to pre-order at this point? Like in the past, there were certain ones I could see where you really need to jump on that train, but coming up here eventually, depending on what they tell us and reveal. I don't know. I think in a way that train is kind of passed. I think,
Well, some of us, if you don't have Dial Tone pre-ordered through Pulse, you ain't ever going to get that.
Well, I get that, and I got tricked because I'm still waiting, and they sent me a message. It's like, oh, by the way, it's going to, it's supposed to be here a week and a half ago, but guess what? It's going to be a little longer, whatever. But you know what I mean? Like that fervor, that oh, God, got it. First minute it's available. Got to get in there and get it, or it's never going to be available again. And we really haven't seen that much lately.
Yeah. Weaponized FOMO. Yes. Clint. Yeah. Pre-order the Snake Eyes with the bear if you want it.
Dude, I've got to have it. I'm sorry. I do.
I would definitely say that. And Dreadnought also Mindbender. Although, I mean, he ain't selling out. Like you can get him anywhere. So, we'll say what's up to Mr. Mad Gus in the house.
Yeah.
Buddy.
What is up?
So I don't think this figure I don't think he looks bad. He looks fine. I'll probably, like you said, I'll probably wind up getting him.
I'll get one.
I'm not going to beat the door downs for it. So
no, and I get it. And the first one was fine. Everybody was fine with that Televiper too. So I get it.
That's the German
for sure.
Viper. is the first one. So, Sabir, Amazon came through with dial tone, all the places. Well, I hope you didn't have to spend $50 for him, because that's how much he is. If you want to pre-order him on Amazon right now, thanks to this dynamic surge pricing, that's the thing I wanted to bring up with Amazon.
Okay.
Dial tone is $50 fucking
That's a trip.
from Amazon.
Interesting.
I think
is this the new Lyft or you know, talking about Lyft or Uber now, like where you have the premium pricing during peak hours?
Yes, we're getting ready to go back to the figures, but since we're talking about this, I wanted to go ahead and show it. So there he is, $48.19.
My
from Amazon, sold by Amazon.
Man, this sucks because mine expected by January 26th. Order placed, and then I got an email that's like, your item will ship soon. Still haven't heard anything yet. Or it said your item will ship soon. We're sending you this for, you know, like one of a couple reasons. Or two, a pre-order date has a new shipping date. Or pre-order has a new shipping date. The new approximate ship date for this item is January 26, 2025. I've heard nothing.
No, I hadn't either.
Since January 26th, 2025. So the day he was supposed to be here was actually, they sent me the email and then said he was supposed to ship out that day. I've gotten nothing since then, and that's interesting.
And that's what's funny is I had him ordered on Walmart and on Amazon, and I canceled both of them and just stuck with Prime. And Amazon has sent a few, and I think BBTS sent a few, and I think that is it for dial tone. But I'll show you also. So Leatherneck is $32.99. Cy Viper is $29.89. And you can't even get Xandar right now through Amazon or third party. So they're doing it with all of them. And these are through Amazon. So it's that dynamic pricing, surge pricing that they call it. And if somebody, you know, it was brought up in the chat, so I wanted to touch on it real quick. Because I did want to bring it up tonight. As consumers, we cannot stand for this. Don't do this shit. Don't buy this.
No.
For all it's worth, I have clicked on all of these, and there's a thing on there where you can report an issue with a listing or a price or something on Amazon. I reported every one of these a couple of times to Amazon. And it's Amazon selling it. I mean, you could say that's, you know, Karen-y or whatever, but I want to be on record with them saying this is shit. And what I said is, why are you selling a figure you're getting from the manufacturer, from the distributor, that the MSRP is $25? Why are you selling it for $30? I can go to Amazon or go to Pulse, and order it for the correct MSRP. Why do you have it jacked up like this? So,
I mean,
I did want to touch on that tonight, so we got to it.
It's one of those things, though. You know, people pay the patience tax, right? And it happens all the time. And if somebody really wants one of these guys, they're just going to buy it, and they know that.
That's different though than the impatience tax. That's different ordering it from overseas or from Canada or something. This is retail. Like this.
No, I get it. Yeah, no, I get it. I just I don't know. I just think that it's like, you know, they know people are gonna bite on it. They're just gonna say to hell with it, and they're just gonna go. You know, and maybe that's just part of it. And I'm like a lot of people, I think, in here, you know, people saying, I'll wait. And that's me. I'll wait, right? It'll show up. I'll get it. Eventually it will.
I was going to order it for. I was going to order him here. Like I answered Triple C, and they asked if BBTS has him. Nobody has him in stock. but he was on CMD store and I was going to order him there. But
Okay.
by the time you pay shipping on one figure, it's still like $40. So it's
Right.
still, if I was going
Right.
to do that, I'd have ordered him from Ollie 6 weeks ago.
So I want to ask Turk though. Turk, did your Xandar have the crossbow bolts in the backpack when you got him from AliExpress? I'm
He might
curious.
have ordered one in the box though, so he
That's
paid
true.
attention and ordered the
That's
right
true.
one in the
And
box.
Ronnie Trickshot Xandar should be $70 million all the
Ron,
time. Let's be
Ronnie,
honest.
did you get a classified Xandar yet? Have you gotten one yet? I'm waiting on you to change that profile picture to the classified one, man. Come on, meow. Um, all right, so here's Televiper. So we're gonna go ahead and go to what we think about this chick right here in the
I love
retro.
it. I know that people. I think on Monday nights on Punk Stream that some people were kind of dogging it. You know, I think that head sculpt with the baseball cap and the braided
Looks so good.
tail is fantastic, dude. Like I do. I think that is absolutely premium, bro. Like I love that. I mean, even the normal head sculpt. But yeah, no, I think that's great. I really do. Is it the best thing about the figure? I don't know. Some may say, but I do.
Oh, I'm gonna show you the
I
best thing about the figure.
well, dumps in the truck. So look, it,
The hair.
I like this figure. I again hope the arms don't have the same issues. Um, it's that the first one did with the arms in the box. Mine, the arm was loose in the box. I would assume that's not going to be a problem here. But
I not.
I think this cover girl looks great, dude. I really
So
do.
mine's arm come off once. It wasn't loose in the box, but it did come off one time when I was posing her. But I popped it back on, no problem. Same thing. Same thing happened to me with Zorana, but I don't have any problem with them staying on. It's just it's a classified, so careful when you move any joint.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. So. This figure looks great, and I like redheaded cover girl. I don't even like blonde cover girl,
Yeah, no,
and
I get
I
it. I
love
get
this
it.
figure.
Right. We all have our preferences. Graf says this is best figure in the line. Turk's loving this.
Renders, though, it's not the first time we've seen a good looking render and got something different,
Well, that's true.
and
That's
vice
true.
versa.
So a lot of people love the red hair. Sabir's has been come up for cover girl. I and shoot, yeah. If that's what your ex girlfriend looked like, maybe you need to dial them
She had
digits
to have been
back up,
crazy
homie.
then, like crazy, crazy. If she's
Dial them digits back up. Uh,
no,
but yeah, no. And what's up, Clint? Clint Jorgensen in the house. What's
yeah,
going on?
Clint snuck up, up in
Yeah,
here.
no, I do. I love this, and thank you, Kiwi. Smash that like button, y'all. I
Yes,
always
sir.
forget to say it too. That's for sure. But thank you. Yeah, no, it's in Triple C. Oh yeah.
A frog in a sock.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, alrighty then.
alrighty
I mean, don't
then.
get me wrong. I know I've heard the short temper and the all that stuff, but yeah, another awesome
Oh,
female mechanic. I don't know. I love it. I think it's a great figure. I love the other head sculpt. I'm okay with the one
yeah.
that's it's on, but yeah, I just really do. I think it's
Yep.
really really good, and it is true. The renders right, and then getting it in hand. So I hope they follow through on this one because I think it's going to be a knockout.
Yeah. I like Crimson Cobra Commander's comment right here. Redhead is being saved for the Wolverine. Yeah, that's perfect. Put
Could
this one
be,
on the shelf when that
could
ramen
be.
gets here.
Right,
Bridge layer, whatever. Wolverine. Throw her in the tank. Yes. So I
right.
love this. I love everything about this figure. So you guys want to actually see this figure? I got a hold of these pictures earlier and I got to click on the right screen. So this is So this is, there you go right there.
Okay, now we know, and knowing is half the battle.
So you guys might have seen these pictures if you're in the classified community group and on Facebook, and I'm sure most of you are. Jeremy Kimberlin, these are for his pictures. He asked
Nice.
him for
Very
permission to use
nice.
these, and he sent me these. He's got some other ones, and he actually started a channel, and he did a comparison of this one and the redheaded one that we've already got. So he's got some pictures up. He did a head swap with the blonde on the other body. That's all on there. So go check out Jeremy. It's just Jeremy Kimberlin. Uh, but he's the admin for that group. So he sent me these pictures earlier. He has posted them before, so not showing you guys anything that hadn't been posted. There's the ponytail on the back.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks good,
So,
man. I mean, come on.
so that right there,
Dude, that looks great.
yeah.
Looks great.
I
Big
love,
old smile, too. I
yeah.
like that, too. I actually like that, too.
Getting ready to crack
Right?
somebody over the head. I like the Pitts garage ball cap. There she
Yeah.
is with the wrench, and I think that is the hammer. It looks like. Let me go back.
I know what
Yeah,
smile
okay.
you're talking about,
Yes, there
Mad
you are.
Gus.
Mm-hmm. So, so
What's up,
she's.
Shane?
Hey, what's going on, man? What's up, Shane? So this is he's got a copy of it, and I asked him how he displays it, and that's what he showed me right there. He said this
Yeah.
is how he's got her cruising in the vamp. So I can't wait to get a hold of this figure. Looks
Yeah, looks good.
damn good. So, um, so I think that one is definitely going to be a win. Everybody seems to dig this one. So I kind of mixed these up a little bit. So let's look at these dudes right here because I got some shit to say about these
Okay,
guys.
here's the deal. Everybody's gonna hate me. Everybody gonna hate me. I'm a-okay with this shit. And I'm gonna tell you what, if I could just get a Baroness to go with the red, I'd be,
Yeah,
and then give me the worms. I want the fucking worms.
I'd love to get the damn
Give me the
worm.
worms, man. Like this shit would
Only
be
if they
so
make the
dope,
noise.
dude.
They got to make the noise.
Whatever they,
Fucking
whatever the
two
fuck it is.
worms.
Fucking two worms. Look,
I
uh,
took some penicillin for two worms once.
man, I'm gonna tell you what, dude. They'll get you too, man. They'll swallow you whole. So here's the
Burn and
deal.
everything.
I know everybody gonna hate me for this. I know they are, and they're like, oh, all these accessories and this bullshit. Man, I'm a sucker. I'm not an army builder. I'm not a true builder. I buy basically one of each figure. That's what I do. Like all of them. I don't get doubles. But I'm cool with these. I'm okay with it. And I know I'm in the minority. The only thing I would like is I would like for the Cobra diver to have the classic gun from the cartoon. If you're gonna go this route, you're giving the rifle to the Joe diver, right? Classic
Yeah.
laser rifle. Then give me the classic gun for the Cobra troopers or the Cobra diver. That's all I ask.
Nope, we
But
get this one again.
yeah, and that's disappointing. I get it reused as far as all the stuff, but um, I'm okay. I like these. I really do, and
You're not in the
I want them.
minority, apparently.
Well, I thought I was because the other night on Punk's stream, I could have swore like people were like, "Oh, what the hell? We're getting the
Uh,
same shit again." I love these. I do. I really love them. I love the colors. I would love a Baroness head sculpt though for this, just from that whole scene from the show.
we're gonna wind up with as many torpedo bodies as we have bats. Uh, I'm not interested in this pack. I don't, and I have said when we have talked about these figures in the past, I've said I'd like to have a Cobra and a Joe Diver, but
I love it.
I like I like the idea of it. I
Right.
like that you get the heavy water with them. but these dudes are 100% reuse, which is
Oh,
okay. They got to get their
100%.
money. We
No,
just
you're
talked
right.
about it with Python Patrol. I
Hmm.
just wish they'd have done something new with this pack, because the only thing new with it is the element. That's
It,
it. You got that shitty futuristic
yeah.
shotgun and the other future gun here with this guy. So you get this. I'm cool with this, but like you said, at least throw the Cobra SMG in
Yeah,
with
just give
this
me
dude.
that. I don't need, I don't even need, I mean, god dang it, one, two, three guns, harpoon. No, no, no. Just give me the classic gun. That's all you need. You got enough. But fine, get all the accessories. And I'm with you, punk. People hate everything, gonna bitch no matter what. I agree because it is what it is. But we all have our opinions, and
Uh,
some people, hey, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna repaint it, right? Some people are gonna take it and mishmash it with something else. And
no,
I'm with you.
when
Maybe something a
when
little new or different. So
when
I
these
get that.
are when these are rotting on the shelf at Target
Oh, you
and
know,
and they're 50% off,
right,
I'll buy one because I want the water elements. So, and if I wind up getting all of these, I'm gonna need all of those elements. But
right.
I don't hate the idea of these. I just hate that it's
What would you do though?
100%
I
reuse.
mean, what would you do though if you were going to do
Tools.
this and you're going after the mass device thing? Like, what else would you do then? Because if you look at the cartoon and you look at what's going on and you look at that scene, what would you do? I mean, what different would you do with this?
I'd just like to see some different gear with them. I'd like to see, because we're gonna get, we got wetsuit coming, we're gonna have undertow coming, hydro viper coming. Go ahead and show off some of that stuff, because hopefully that stuff's not all gonna be reuse from these guys, or torpedo, eel, whatever. So I don't hate that, like, they did them. I just wish they had a tooled some new stuff so they didn't feel like such complete, like all they did was repaint everything in here just a little bit. And I just would have liked to seen a little bit of new stuff with them to make me feel like this pack is going to be worth $55, or if they go up on them
Yeah,
because of who knows what, lots of factors at play right now. Maybe these will even go up. I don't know. I haven't heard that. Just speculating, but I just would have liked to seen some new shit with these guys. I don't hate them. I don't like half of the gear. I hate the underwater sea sled thing. It's awful. The harpoon gun, like, just do something different. Give us something different for our money. And I know, like Punk always says, they got to make the money somewhere. This is how they do it, and people are gonna buy it because it's a mass device. We've never gotten the
right.
yellow and red Cobra divers, but even the damn face sculpts are the same. At
Yeah,
least tool
and
a different
no,
fucking head for
and I get that. I do. I get that.
them.
I,
Sequest reboot.
yeah, right. Um, and Triple C brings something up. I'm trying to read. I've got a couple in here. Tell Punk and Dreadnought both tell me to check out a comment and look up. I'm trying. Okay, I'm trying to figure that out. So what was the one here? Let me find it real quick because I wanted to show this because Triple
This one,
C. No, well, no. I'd seen that one, but he said read my last comment, but look up when you read it, and I'm like, I'm trying to think. Look up. I'm trying to look up. Look at the comments above it. I'm trying to figure out
yes,
what the hell.
there's the comment.
I know.
Okay.
And
We're
that, but
we're dumb.
but I mentioned that though. I mentioned that because right, everybody has their opinion. They are going to bitch about it, and everybody in here definitely has an opinion about it. Triple C, this is what I wanted to highlight, and then I'm going to try to figure out the other ones because Dreadnought also was like, "Hey,
Okay.
Pop, read my comment mentioning you," and I'm like, "Okay, all right, let me find it," because sometimes that comments get hidden and
Yeah.
and YouTube, and so sometimes they may not show up. So I'm trying to make sure I check them all. What do you think? We might be getting water vehicles now with this? No. This is just them doing the mass
Yeah.
device and two
If we
pack.
get
I don't think
anything,
this means anything at all. Personally,
if
what would they do? With this? No, I think this is just a two pack. That's what we're getting.
if we get anything with this, it will be the mass device in some form, a build a set, or they'll release it, and they'll release it and they'll release it
Okay.
with no elements. So you have to buy all the figures to get the elements.
Okay, Punk, I get it, and
I thought
and
that might be
yes,
where he was going.
I
With
thought
that.
he was, but I had to make sure because I'm like, okay, let me look up the comments, let me make sure. But yeah, look up. Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, that's pretty good.
This, and this motherfucker right here calls me negative sometimes.
No, that's pretty funny
The
though.
pot calling the kettle black.
Yes, it is. That's pretty
Hang on,
good.
look. So hang on. Let me grab this Moon Knight and throw him back here.
You know, again, and let's not belabor this 2-pack much longer, right? We don't need to go over it much longer. I will say though, I guess I'm not in the minority. I guess a lot of people actually
I'm in the
actually
minority.
do like. I saw people say ketchup and mustard and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff, but evidently there is maybe a lot of level. A lot of people are saying, "Hey, I'm going to get 3 of these. I'm going to get 2 of these. I'm going to get and that surprises me because I get it. I know where you're coming from. People are tired of the repaints and the reuse, and this is an easy way. Is this going to sit on the shelves? Yeah, maybe. Do people want the water element? Yes, they do. Is this why they're going to buy it? Yes, I get it. But personally, like I like these. I do. Do I want wetsuit crow? Yes, I want wetsuit. Of course I want wetsuit.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course I do. You know, but we don't have him yet. So until then,
Unless they underproduce these guys, watch them do that. There'll be
It's-
everybody
it's fine.
like me. He's like, I can get these
Hey,
bitches on
right.
clearance, and they
Yeah,
make like a third.
get them a year
amount
from
of-
now, and then they're like
Yeah.
$95 when you go to check on them.
They're
Yeah,
worth
right.
as much as DownSouth.
Dreadnought K6. Yeah, I mean, you could do that.
Somebody will.
Somebody's
Give
going
me
to.
ideas.
I
No,
mean,
I'm
who's
not
at
that guy.
Target? Who's gonna check that shit at Target? Let's not kid ourselves.
I'm
That's pretty
I'm
funny
not
though.
that guy. I ain't
No,
doing
I'm
shit
not
like
either, and
that.
I know he's not either. But I
Somebody
get
will.
it. I get it.
Somebody will.
All right. Who's next?
On the
Who's
back.
next? Who's next on our list?
You're a cold-hearted snake.
Little
Look
bit
into
of
his
food.
eyes.
Oh. Little bit of food. Yeah. All right. Look, I'm cool with this too. I know people are like, "Oh, I like this thing." That's what I saw. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm cool with this. I'm okay with it. I like it.
Is
I
this
don't.
a real hinge?
You can't fit a figure in there. Look at the hips. There's no way.
No, but I have
How
seen
can you
it
fit a figure in there?
suggested in the seating position.
Take the hips off in the seated
No.
position. How
Yeah,
the hell would you
so-
do that?
So this thing is really much bigger.
There's
than-
separation. Look at the separation.
Yeah, but up here, there's a little
Really?
seat in here. There's a little chair in here.
I guess
and
we don't have scale. We don't have
we don't know
scale,
the
so we don't
scale.
really know.
So you set a guy down in the seated position,
Right,
like
right,
you're
right,
sitting in the trouble bubble. This
Tight
thing's
ball.
wide
I
enough.
get it. I'm with you.
So
Love
this
that
is
game.
Torch's blast effect.
It is.
So this is
People are
his
saying
flame
this is going to
effect.
be Torch. I make no compare. I don't put anything to that at all. It's just the blast effect.
Yeah, it's like well, it's not going to be Torch, but like Crow says, look at the scale.
Yeah,
That's
no,
Torch's
and you're
blast
right. And
effect.
they show, okay, here's how big it is, right? And he actually had the picture there in front of him, looking at it like as tall as the leg, I guess, kind of
Yeah.
something like that.
So yeah, I mean, there's no way it's coming apart or anything.
So if
like the
it's that
original.
big, all right, it's that big. And yes, I could see. I guess I would. The only thing I hate is, I guess a seated figure and like what Dreadnought said, Titanfall. Titanfall 2 is a great game, folks. Play the campaign; it's awesome. But anyway, so it's confirmed to be seated in it. So Lenny obviously confirmed this on a stream. I didn't see that stream. I haven't heard anybody
Didn't-
talking about the stream.
Didn't
But
hear that either, so
if- I don't know what stream he confirmed it in, but okay, if that's the case. Yeah, right.
Sorry, can fit in there.
But you know what? If that's the case, cool, because I'm cool with that. Either way, I love it. I'm all about, again, give me all of this. I love this.
So Crimson Cobra Commander, it will be repainted as much as the bats, and and it may. So that brings me to my next issue. So say it is that size. So if a figure can be set in this thing, you're talking this thing's going to be 9 or 10 inches
Yeah, it's
tall.
gonna be pretty big.
It's going to be big. It's going to be as big as the Super 7 one.
Right.
And I think it's 9 or 10 inches.
I see what you're getting at.
What's the price going to be?
Well,
if it's that big.
So on Punk
With no
Stream, I
figure.
saw it bandied about. That it was going to be $95. I saw where it was going to be $54.99. I saw where it was going to be, $74.99. If it's just by itself, even though it's that big and it's just by itself, 64 would be as high as I'd go. $64.99.
Well, we have a $75 price point.
It's like a 2-pack, right? I mean, consider it like a 2-pack if I had to guess. Consider it like a 2-pack, which usually go for like $54.99 or something like that, right? So I'd say $64.99 to $74.99 is probably as high as I would think. Dreadnought says no way, $54.99. He said that's either too low or too high. People are saying 75.
I think 70. I think 75 if it's the size that we're talking about.
Right.
The HMS, the Tex missile, is 75.
Okay.
We got a figure with it, so this thing's got a lot of plastic in it.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing, though. The Tex missile, I think there's much more to that, and with a figure at 75. So I don't know, man. I think it's going to be cheaper than people are thinking it's going to be. I really do.
Punk says 100 here. So
God,
he
dang,
thinks maybe 100.
I mean,
I hope not.
Okay, high roller, let's get it on then.
I hope it's not. I think 75, depending on how it looks when we see the actual product and, things like that. With no figure, I think 75 is about all that I think I could go.
All right.
Crow makes a good point. There's renders. There could be a figure that we hadn't seen.
Figure. Seated. Right? Seated. Figure.
Yeah.
Okay? So top of the body, if it's just figure seated, top of the body.
Who is that guy you've got right there?
You know who he is. Unfortunately, this damn sickness I've had has not let me get out and do the shit I need to do. As you can tell. Anyway, so it's Tuco Viper, bitches. All right, so seated, and I know I'm not showing him off that great. I know my lighting's not that great, so don't blast me. It ain't $100. Ain't gonna be $100. Ain't gonna be $100. Even in a seated position, just the top, and then the legs with just the blast effects and little guns. I just can't see that being $100, man. If that's all it is, I can't. If you're gonna scrunch the guy up in there and even then, I mean, how wide is it? If you can fit him in a seated position,
yeah.
I just don't see that being $100, but I definitely could see $74.99, $64.99, if that's all that comes with it, and obviously it does because that's all they've showed us. But I don't know. I just looking at a figure seated, legs scrunched up. You know what I mean? Like that just makes sense to me. But 100 would be asking quite a bit, in my opinion.
100, I can maybe 100 if, like Crow says, there's some kind of a pilot, and the pilot's going to be a Techno Viper repaint or a Stinger Driver blue shirt repaint or something. I don't see him pooling. It's like the Trench Viper with the battle toilet. It's something like that. So
Ronnie Trick Shot in Australia, everything is way more expensive, right? I mean, you guys' video games go for like $100 where they're like 60 here, or something shit like that. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. There's a considerable.
Shane, I got to do what I got to do, buddy. I got to do what I got to do. Now, if it comes with a figure, Punk, then that's a different story, right? But they haven't shown that. That's my only thing. Yeah. And
that could be their surprise.
It could be. And shoot, hey, look, I would love that surprise. I would absolutely love that. Then it's obviously a different conversation. But I think just by itself, with just those accessories. Again, I guess it just depends on how big it is.
And a female for the pilot, that'd be fine with me.
Yeah,
They're
whatever.
doing it.
I don't
The
care.
claw in the
You
claw.
put anybody
The claw
inside.
figure is going to be a female too, right? So I think that pilot's a female as well. So I'm fine. Give me female cobras.
Or just
Snake viper. Hissy fit.
the first DEI midget hissy fit. Now that,
fit.
my friend, is fantastic. I'd buy that for $1.
Shane says it'll come with a bat. Much as I love my bats, I hope not. I don't want a robot piloting another robot.
Hissy fit. Oh Lord!
Yes, they do. The female bucks are
well, that's
much
true.
more flexible.
That's true, and it would make sense if that was the case, right? That it would fit a lot better in there. That's fine. I'm good. Yeah, I'm totally good with that. It's fine. Whatever.
All right,
It's the snake armor that matters the most, not what's inside of it, right? Who cares?
I'm excited for it. I think it looks good.
Love
like
it.
It's been said, we're going to get it in blue. We're going to get a Python one. There's probably going to be an Arctic one.
Give it to me, baby.
See, this does not have mass device branding on it, but they're releasing this because they were in mass device. They were a big part of Snake Eyes getting locked in the cave. So,
right.
And I think those were the blue ones. Correct me if I'm wrong. I thought that was the blue ones.
Yeah, I think so.
But we're gonna if they sell, if they're a decent price point, no matter what they come with, if they don't, if they sell, we're gonna get this thing in every imaginable color. So
yeah.
All right, let's get on to the next one, which is the one.
Let's get it.
I know you are looking the most forward to in this.
Oh, I already know. This is a crime against this is a crime against all toys. This is a I'm sorry, folks. I can't take this figure serious. Now, I was already out of the line by the time this original O-ring figure came out. There you have him right there. I can't. This is like a blind person picking out your clothes for the day. And it just is. And okay, the tongue or whatever it is coming out of the mask, fine. That mask, fine. It comes with a revolver, which I think is really weird. The sword, cool. I get the history. I get who he is. But God almighty, that is just such a awful color combination of a figure. I mean, even Globulus had more fashion sense than this son of a bitch. I'm sorry. Okay? I'm sorry. It's just the way I feel. All right?
Matthew Matson in the house. What's going on? So they are
all white with rock backs. Okay. Yeah.
So I
mean,
I am kind of excited.
He looks like an 80s, overaged 80s rocker whose publicist just put him in the wrong spandex that day for the concert.
So I kind of dig him. I'm not gonna lie, but I do kind of like weird figures. He is an Iron Grenadier. He's gonna be an Iron Grenadier.
Yeah, he sure looks like one, doesn't he?
So yeah, he matches. Well, he was always kind of a renegade, like the Black Sheep.
Yeah.
Against Destros. I think he looks all right. You know what this head looks like, though? You know what this reminds me of? Do you remember the Quintessons in Transformers?
Yes, of course, 100%.
That's what this dude looks like.
That's a good callback right there. I don't think I've even heard anybody mention that, and maybe I just haven't seen it in the chat or seen anybody say it. But that's a pretty good call. Right, the Quintessons, I could see that. I mean, yeah, it just look, folks. I'm sorry, it doesn't do anything for me, and maybe everybody is. I'm on and totally on the opposite of the spectrum here, but I just don't know how you could look at this and go, wow, man, what a color combination, and it all goes together, and it's like this guy he woke up on the wrong side of the bed that day. I really just can't. But hey, that's me. Doesn't matter what I think, right? Is he gonna sell? You bet your ass he's going to.
This guy's
gonna sell like a son of a bitch. You got that right. People are gonna buy the hell out of this guy.
Of course you did, Matthew. Of course you did.
Okay, damn. He's always first. I swear.
All right, let's see. So wait,
um,
wrong button. I'm gonna show the so
yeah,
here's
show the original. You got him. And
the original. So you can see the mask. They kind of spruced the mask up a little bit. They nailed
right.
the camo on the top. They did tone down the colors.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
replicated the
I guess a little
rounds,
bit.
which are kind of
Yep.
stupid on his on his right leg.
It's fine.
They give him the gun, which is the main part. They nailed the gun. I mean, the gun looks like a 1-for-1 copy.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I like this guy. And he's polarizing, this Dark One figure. Like I've seen a lot of people debating this.
There's no middle ground with this guy.
I think so.
It's either you love him or you hate him, and I've just happened to fall on the hate side of the fence. I'm sorry, I just do. I just think stupid.
So the things that I see about this guy, right, just immediately, and we know surrender. So
yeah,
his butterfly joints, this pauldron over here, hopefully will not hit.
Yeah,
his butterfly joints where he can get a two-handed swing.
Right.
With sword.
You would need it if you were holding a sword like that. Let's not kid ourselves. You technically would probably have to hold that son of a bitch with two hands.
So
like Mag's girlfriend.
That's what she said.
I'm sorry.
So I'm kind of excited for him. I like him. He's very weird. I get it. The original was weird, and I've got this figure. I don't ever remember having his evader thing that he came with, and I'm glad that they didn't put him with it. I know Crimson Cobra Commander likes the evader, but it's just such a silly ass vehicle. Like I'm glad, because I don't need the evader for this guy, and it would have been $55 if we got it. So
right,
that might have pushed me away from it if we had to get the evader with him, but I think he's pretty neat. So. I bet he does too.
Rock the Casbah, baby.
Yeah. Stay or go. So let's see. I'm looking through the comments too.
I guess I'm trying to figure out, like, what does everybody love about him? Like, what, I mean, is it just that he's just so weird and so different, or was it a figure that you had when you were a kid and you were still getting figures at that time, and so it's just one of those ones? Like, that's how it is sometimes with some figures. Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out, like, what is it about this figure that people are just like, oh my God, he's amazing, he's one of the best, he's so awesome, and you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, I don't get it, but I'd like to know why everybody just really loves this guy so much. And
for me,
and everybody's just saying, oh, it's one of the coolest figures, or he was just so wild with the pattern and all that, and it's like, okay, all right, that's cool, you know. I don't know.
Dreadnought, he's Destro's relative. He's an Iron
Grenadier.
That's I don't get Mad Max as much from him as I get like a
Road Pig or something like that. Or
well, I just see him being a crazier despot version of Destro. And he wants to stand out. He's trying to step out of Destro's shadow.
The Destro's fashion sense is just so
hence he's garish, and his mask is way more
I guess
sinister,
right?
You know,
right?
So I like the mask. The color combo never was super crazy about it, but I love the top. I love the green tiger camo, and I love the mask. I love his gun.
Right.
I've seen people say it's like a mini rail gun. I just always thought it was like some weird minigun, but that's why I like him. I just always thought the mask was neat, and the camo, and then the gun, and then here he has a freaking Scottish sword. Like, I think somebody said this was a claymore sword.
The revolver's a little bit of a throw off for me. Like, I'm like, okay. All right, whatever. He doesn't need it, but okay, include it.
They got to do something. They got to do something with his chest, and he does have on the original. I mean, he does have a holster.
Is it on? Is it? Yeah, right.
So he doesn't. There's not a gun in it. But
Right. But hell, why not? Put your hand in it. It might be cold outside. So
Yeah, that's right.
and I knew he was Destro's cousin. And if you're reading the new GI Joe, right, Inner John universe, everything, obviously you get some of that in there with him in the Destro limited series. Which is pretty cool. But I knew he was his cousin and everything. I just didn't know if him being his cousin was enough to push this guy over the top. Does that make sense?
I mean,
like,
I think
like he's his cousin. Okay.
So many people, just another authoritative Iron Grenadier figure.
Right.
I think,
right.
Because you got you in Real American Hero, you only had him and Voltar, right? So we got General Mayhem
Voltar
later. You know that bastard's coming. So.
Oh yeah. Which I'd like to see what they do with him anyway.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Where do them big shells go? It's a good question. I don't know.
That's true.
All right, so Dark Lawn is divisive, but it looks like you're in the minority.
I'm in the minority on this one. I thought I was in the minority on the divers. How wrong was I about that?
Yeah, you were right on the diver.
Way off on this guy.
I'm in the minority. All right, so you know who we got to talk about next.
Oh yeah.
So we got one more, and I'm gonna go.
And you got your Judy chop, all right. You got your karate chop, and you got your ninja chop.
And there they are.
Yep. Okay. I care less about the ninjas. I'm just gonna say it. I do like the fact that these guys look way different. I like the fact that they come with a bunch of shit. I like the fact that they come with some new shit. Some different shit. I love the hat, whatever the hell hat you call that, whatever. I don't know. Correct me. I don't care. The cape or the, whatever, right? Over the shoulder, right? With the I don't even know what you call that. Shit, whatever.
This
Doesn't
is
matter.
So you can reenact the good, the bad, and the ugly with him.
That's cool. And if you flip the hat upside down, you can use it for a bowl of rice. But anyway,
I had one of those on pretzel 2 weeks ago.
Nice.
Flipped backwards to keep him from scratching.
But I do like these. I'm cool. I'm a little miffed at the normal face, compared to obviously the masks that you get. I heard Punk saying that he thought the fencing mask looked better maybe on the blue figure, and who's slice and who's dice. I don't know either. I don't.
Slices red, dice.
Okay, got it. So thank you for that. So I did not have these guys. These guys were out after I was out of the line. But I do appreciate the fact that they do look very different. They're not just blue ninjas. They're not just, whatever. Even the the Python Patrol and that we got. I didn't even know those figures, but Viper. And I got her too, but I don't even know that figure. I didn't know that figure. But yeah,
Viper's actually a pretty good figure.
No, it is. It is. But I didn't know anything about that figure, right?
Right.
Matthew. These guys are great. Love for them to fight Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow, since Storm Shadow was a villain for less than 10 issues. Okay, we get it, Matthew. He's always a Cobra in my mind, my friend. I'm sorry, but nonetheless, especially because of the cartoon, I do like these guys, even though I have no personal connection to them. I like the accessories. I think this is a good addition as a 2-pack, and they come with a bunch of stuff. And for me, that's a win always. So, what about you?
So you know how I feel about ninjas. Like we got more than enough ninjas in the line now for my likings.
No doubt.
But we know more are coming. We're going to wind up with, before it's said and done, we're going to wind up with at least most of Ninja Force, I think. And these guys fought Ninja Force, so I like them. Okay, I'm planning on picking these guys up, and I don't really care for ninjas. I don't care for the whole element in G.I. Joe. It was just so overdone. We all know, I'm not going to rehash that, but
yeah.
So I have Slice. This is one of my last figures that I bought. I had 2 figures from 1992. I had Slice and I had not Firefly V2. I didn't have Dice because I thought Dice looked stupid, but I always liked fencing and I thought Slice looked really, really wicked. So I did pick him up. He does come. Those are his weapons at the bottom, whatever they're called. That's what he come with. I think these guys look pretty badass. I love that almost everything they come with is all new. Dice has the, like we mentioned, the whatever poncho, whatever it is, and he has the Big Trouble in Little China hat you can throw on him.
That's whatever we
so
call it. I don't care.
Thunder.
I don't need to know the official name.
So I dig these guys. I think they look really good. They're something different. They are individual characters. So if you've got a bunch of blue ninjas or red ninjas or whatever, these guys can command them. I'm excited for these guys, probably more than anything else in these reveals, except for maybe CoverGirl and Flint.
Okay. I mean, and I could get that. I can get along with that. I get it. And yeah, I don't need any more of the claws, and
no more claws.
I don't need more claws, and who mentioned it in here? Grapple hooks, like Crow says, claws and grapple hooks or whatever. And I mean, give us some new, unique, different molds that are fun. I mean, I get it. You need to
a ton of stuff.
But yeah, no, and that's one thing that I do appreciate, the fact that they do come with a lot of stuff, and that's always good, because even though they can't use it all, you can spread the love around to other figures.
Yeah,
and give your other ninjas, other figures, some different stuff.
Throwing a little strap-on thing of throwing knives for them, man. Like I love it. Like that kind of stuff is bad. Yes, I know I just said strap-on. So I'm excited for these dudes, man. And it's not something that a year ago I would have said I can't wait for Slice and Dice, but I'm kind of excited for them.
Hey, look, this is what they do sometimes. They up and surprise you with something, and then you go, okay, I can buy into that. It's like Raptor, or maybe hopefully Crystal Ball coming up, or some other figures we've had where it's like, okay, yeah, I can get behind this. I like what you've done. I don't need any more damn ninjas, but if I'm gonna get them, then make them unique, make them different, like this, and so yes, I'm okay with this. Am I going to get them? Yeah, I'm going to get them, as opposed to some other ninjas that I have not gotten. I don't have Kamakura. I don't have the Blue Ninja pack, right? Like I don't have. There's certain ones I still do not have.
Did you get Nunchuck? I think you.
I got Nunchuck.
I was surprised with how much I liked Nunchuck.
I got Nunchuck, but yeah, like I don't have Kamakura, and I don't have the Blue Ninjas, and now if anybody wants to send them to me, I'm more than happy to take them off your hands. But I don't have those, and I didn't feel the need to get them. Yeah, are you talking about the hands, or are you talking about the boots?
The hands, you see?
Like a Judy chop.
Wait a minute! Holy shit! I didn't even realize that the originator of that hand
is right there. I love it so much.
Who knew you could use your hand like that before the West Virginia Ninja?
I need a classified Diamond Dave so bad.
A Diamond Dave? Not
that Diamond Dave.
I need a classified Diamond David Lee Roth. That's what I need. Doing the splits off of a 12-foot drum riser.
I know you do. So we got another one that we got to talk about as well that I think is going to be quite divisive as well. But so I have glasses on. You got contacts in right now, right?
I do, but I can actually see right now.
Okay, so we're going to do a little vision test. I'm going to play optometrist here. So I need you.
How many fingers am I holding up?
Which of these is better?
A or B? One or
A,
two? Oh wow.
B, or C?
I I I mean you.
One,
Oh
two,
man.
or three?
I got to tell you, I'm gonna go ahead and take 3 and C out of the equation. I think it's okay, it's all right, but I think it's a little bare bones. I don't know where it comes from. I have not seen that before. Um,
This
I
is
like it okay.
this is the fans' hobby. We knew this was coming out, but I think
Okay.
today were the first pictures of it, and I have all the pictures in another folder if we want to look
Okay.
at them. But I grabbed this one because it's the same angle, same
Okay.
shot
Yeah,
as
yeah,
the
yeah.
other
No,
two.
I get it. I'd
So
have to see more of C before I can make a true determination. Um,
I'll show those in just a second.
that's cool.
We'll flip through them. A
Okay.
lot of detail, a lot more than it looks.
Okay.
But
And
this
that's
is
probably what I can't see right now.
Yeah. So this is the company that just did the Skyhawk, the
Okay.
not
Okay.
Skyhawk.
Yeah.
So they had announced they were doing this a while back, but today's the first time that I saw the pictures of it. So I saw it after work, and I grabbed it, and I had to throw it in here for that. So Roman Graham in the house, what's going on? Where'd your comment go?
Um,
There you are.
there we
What's
go.
going on?
Right there. Um,
So let's go back, and we're talking about these. So let's
let's
go
go
back
to
and
let's
talk
go to
about
A.
All Striker.
All right, crankcase looks great. I'm cool. I'm good with him. We don't need nothing crazy fancy. I like the different helmets. I like the goggles. I like the coffee travel mug is cool. I like the visor is cool. I'm good with all of it. Don't want to belabor that point. He looks fine to me. I like his pants too. I like the fact that his pants come down low. That he doesn't have high boots on. They come down. He's got all the way down almost. My only thing, I guess, with two things with this All Striker, is the front wheels. They're just from this vantage point right here. I think they're too small. They a little bigger. They don't have to be as big as the back, right? They weren't, but
Yeah.
just a little bigger, right? Because it just looks weird. But this is a digital render again, and I just hate those ammo canisters because I know exactly what's going to happen with them. They're going to sit somewhere on the back. They're not going to clip in. They're not going to be solid in, and they're just going to be sitting on the back, and I just don't like that. I don't like it with the vamp, and I don't like it here if that's the case. I wish it was a secure way to have those things stuck in somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm okay. I like the gunner seat in the back facing forward. I know we're gonna look at the other one here in a second, which is the other way around. But other than that, I'm cool with it. We know it's not gonna have working lights. I mean, we all know that, right? This is not
Yeah.
gonna have working lights. This is not gonna have. That's just the way this is gonna go.
Yeah.
But I've wanted the All Striker for a while. I love that vehicle. I loved it as a kid. I think it's a fun addition for this line. It's the right good size. I don't think it's gonna be crazy expensive, but it is gonna be like the Vamp.
It's
In a
gonna be
way,
$100.
right? But other than the ammo canisters and the front wheels, like I'm pretty good with it. I'm all right with it. I like it.
So Crow had mentioned up here that again, this is the first digital render, and sometimes the renders are different from the final product. So
Right.
we got to take it with a grain of salt. So I don't like the wheels either. Same as you. They need to be about half as big again. They don't have to be as big as the back wheels, but they need to be bigger than they are. So they did confirm that the top rack and the seat come off so you can get more of the classic look. I'm not a fan of the ammo cans. The gas can, fine. Even these rocket launchers up here on top, it's kind of overkill to have these two things that you can't aim up here. So I like the whites.
Yeah.
What I do not like at all is this is I hate this. I hate this 50 caliber. And I love the gun. The one that comes with Tiger Force Roadblock
Okay.
is the best one they've done so far.
Right.
I hope this is better than the one that comes with the Vamp, because that one is absolute shit. And the ammo cans, the whole thing, it's all from the Vamp and it's trash. So I hate it. Now the whole thing, I'm excited for it. I mean, I just hope that it comes out looking better than this. I'm wondering, are we going to get working suspension? That
That's
was
one thing that for me, because of that vehicle having it back then, was so cool.
Yes.
You
We
know?
got a little bit with the Vamp and the Stinger, have a
Right.
little bit of flex.
It
So
kind of
least
looks
that
like it
much.
there. I don't know.
Sculpted
Hard to
in
tell.
winch. So, you know, I would have hoped they would have reused the winch from the
Right.
Vamp, but they
Right.
didn't. So I think it looks good. I like the star on the front. It looks like the original for the most part. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what the final product looks like. I'm reserving judgment. I'm not super thrilled with the render of it. I'm still gonna buy it because I love the All Striker. Crankcase is great. Damn coffee mug, Yo Joe on it. Got
Yeah.
a visor. Got
I know, right?
his helmet. Got another helmet similar to the scout helmet. Got his goggles. Got a mask. Got a neckerchief. And then you got his pistol
Right.
and knife and his binoculars. They did not forget to give him his binoculars.
I mean, the figure looks
It's a
fine,
lot.
man. I mean, think about it. You know, a lot of the drivers too. I mean, we could go back and look through them. Maybe you could correct me, but a lot of the drivers, like, you know, some of them were unique, but a lot of them weren't too crazy out there, right? You know, a lot
No,
of
they
them
were
just,
just
you know,
throw-ins.
uniform. You know, and you know, so this is good. Like, I'm good with him. I love it. I love the helmet. You know, and
Yeah.
everything. And so yeah, like he's totally fine with me. I'm with you. This render, it looks weird. Maybe it's the angle. I don't know.
Yeah.
It looks a little tall, and it look you know what I mean. Like
I think that's the rack. You know,
it
the
is.
rack
I
in the
just
seat.
it's going back and looking at the original, and then kind of comparing to this one, and it's kind of like, okay,
Yeah.
what would you do? I've wanted this for quite some time.
Oh yeah, for
I'm
sure. It's
I'm
one of the best
hoping.
vehicles in the
Yeah,
Road
I'm hoping
Rack
it turns
Hero
out.
one.
I like the price of this one probably a lot better than B.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm trying to reserve judgment on it, but I do plan on getting it. I hope it looks a little bit better than the render, but I'm also wondering if maybe this render wasn't rushed, because we got this the day after we got this. So
It is
we knew
kind
the
of
All
weird,
Striker
right?
was
Isn't that weird?
coming.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just wondering if maybe they didn't really want to go with this picture and they had to hurry up and get it out. I could be wrong. I don't know, but it's just the day after we get this, we get this.
Right.
So this is the Gridiron Hound, $200, no figure, 3D printed. I'm assuming it's. I didn't even look. I mean, that's what they do. I'm assuming it's all 3D printed. Now, I had actually told you when this come out. You know, I said the All Striker next to this thing looks like it's made by Fisher Price.
Yeah, I remember that comment, and in a way, I can see it. I like what they've done with this one too. Yeah, there we go. 20-inch
20 inch
blaze on the
blades on the
Impala.
Impala, holler, get laid tonight. So,
Push and roll
I think
tight.
was it War Chest that said he thought the gun up here was too much?
That's to me. I don't know. It's a little much, I guess, but I get it. I get the design, you know, and maybe it looks more modern, I guess, in a way. Maybe you've got the gun on an
they
automatic
modernized
type
it.
of you know what I'm
Crow
talking
can
about.
tell us what what
Yes.
type of configurement that this is. 'Cause
Right.
we actually talked about this on one of our streams when we were talking about modern day vehicles being made into classified. So I don't mind it. I like it. It is not. I'm with War Chest. If it's something you like and you have the money for it, by all means. But it's not the All Striker. I don't care what this one winds up looking like. This is the All Striker.
Right.
This is a adjacent.
It's what is it called? The Desert
The
Storm
Hound,
or the Desert Hound or the
Hound,
the Pussy Hound. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway,
Yeah,
so the thing, like, no, I'm with you. It's cool, and if you were, all about it, say, hey man, I could use that as my All Striker. I'm good with it. But yeah, you're right. It's not, and also, C is not either technically, right?
Nope.
So no matter which way you want to go around it, to me, this looks just more like a dune buggy, but not the All Striker. That's why I guess when I looked at it, I was just kind of like, okay. But you said it has a lot more detail. Now the second one there, the Hound, it looks great. And I've looked through the pictures. I went to the site. I looked through the pictures. For that price, though, man, I can't pay that kind of money for this.
I can't.
I'm sorry. That's a HasLab. It's almost a HasLab,
And it looks great. All their stuff does, but it's just not. It's just not for me. Now I say that with the Ramen Racer sitting here, but
right?
There's no GI Joe Charger, So. That's kind of apples and oranges. So
right.
I'm gonna pull up real quick and blow through the rest of the pictures for the fans hobby one, just so you can get an idea of what it looks like. So I got them open. Let me grab it real quick.
I don't know. I hate when some of these comments don't show up on YouTube. That show up on the, like, Turk had a pretty good one. I responded to it, but it's not on YouTube, so nobody saw it. But I see it here. It's like, damn it.
So there is. I'm just gonna go through them. You tell me if there's one you want me to stop on. So there's
yeah.
Side. So that's the one showed. Right. So here's the back. You get to see it's got a really detailed engine. I like the exhaust right here.
Yeah.
On the back of it. I can't blow these up. Damn it. So. The other side, and there's a couple really good ones of the engine. So the suspension actually looks like it works on this. I mean, I don't know, but it looks like it's got that same type suspension the original had.
Are those working lights? Crimson Cobra Commander says it has lights.
I don't know. They probably are because they were on the Skyhawk, so they probably are working lights. I don't think there's any pictures of it lit up. These are just like the preliminary test shots. So the wheels are more proportionate. Looks like the back wheels are slightly bigger.
I don't know. I think they're about the same size, to be honest with you. Could be. maybe a little, but they almost look the same size.
I would rather them be the same size than the disproportionate of the All Striker.
I don't mind the disproportionate. I just think the front ones are just too small. I just think they need to be a little bigger, but I like the big back wheels and the smaller front wheels. It makes sense. It goes, it works. You're right. This has more detail looking at it, but it also looks it's not cozy. This is way wide open inside. It's very boxy and very go-kartish in my opinion. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does have a go-kart vibe to it.
Yeah,
I like the detail on the engine. I mean, you can see the distributor.
Oh shit! Yeah, absolutely. That's great.
Plug wires.
Yeah, no. It's great. There's a lot of detail in there. What's the price on this thing?
I don't know if the price has been announced yet.
Okay,
I didn't see it.
Okay.
If it has, Matthew asked that, and I didn't see it. So if anybody has it, if they know, let me know. Let us know. So lights back here do look like those are going to probably be working lights. I mean, you get the air filter. Right. So it looks. It's like
and you got a belt. You got a belt. Going around there. I do like the detail. In a way, I wish we could kind of get somewhat of a cross between some of these features and some of
Yes.
what we've got for the All Striker. It's just when you're mass producing toys, we have to take into consideration that there's just certain sacrifices that you've got to make. And then when you have these smaller companies for a higher price, they can give you something that's got more detail, that's got working lights, that's got some other stuff. Yeah, for a premium, you can have it. But if you're trying to sell something to the masses for $100 or whatever, there's just certain sacrifices you have to make. It just is what it is, right?
So
Um,
here's the rest of the stuff. It comes with more. So
well,
you have
okay,
different. You have the cannon for the top. You have the
yeah,
canopy. You have your extra seat
right.
right there. All
I
that
do
stuff
like it.
right
I
there.
mean, I do. I think this is super cool. I mean, sitting there with the Skyhawk next to it looks great. Um, you know, who, yeah. I mean, it's
I
you
think
know,
it. I think it looks really good depending on price point.
yeah,
I don't know what, like I said, what the price is, but the fans, the Skyhawk, it's like, I think last week somebody in the chat was looking on eBay while me and Crow were on, and you could get it shipped for 129, and it's classified scale, it's injection molded, working
right,
lights. So you're looking at a similar price point to what the All Striker is going to be. You don't get a figure with it. You're
right,
trading off getting the lights and things and all of the extra detail. So this
yeah,
is just another option. There's not just going to be the Gridiron and the Hasbro one and Comic Death. Yeah, There's not a. I didn't see a picture of it. I got
and
all of the
see,
ones that I could find, and
and
I didn't see one with it.
Turk Turk's right too. Like it would be better with wider back tires. I think with wider back tires, they don't have to necessarily be bigger, but
Yeah,
they're a bit wider, right? It just adds to that. Like I just think it would definitely make it. But I get it. They just want to use the same tires on all four. It's obviously a lot easier. They look to be the same size, personally. And
yeah,
yes, it
I
does
think.
look like something a Cowboys fan would drive. I get that. Uh, yeah, I mean, it looks cool. Comes with a lot of stuff. I just need to see what the price is,
Yeah,
because the other one's just not gonna. I can't do something like that for that kind of money. It's just that's just not gonna work.
yeah. The Gridiron Man, the Hound, it looks great, but it's not something
And
it's not
listen,
something I'm gonna buy. If that's
we've
your
all known,
jam,
man,
cool.
they are very, very proud of their products. They do make some really good stuff, but they also sell their stuff for a very high price. And that's very well known. Everybody knows that. So if you're in on that train, you're all about it. But a lot of people just can't quite jump on that train because it's just a little too much. And
Yeah,
prices are probably going to be
it's
going up, folks.
yeah.
And there are
I
going to be
think
some
prices.
prices that are going to start to change a little bit, go up a couple bucks here or there. By the way, the United States Postal Service is receiving packages from China after an unexpected and weird delay. They are back to receiving packages from China.
A delay that only lasted
Yeah, just a
less
few
than a
hours.
day.
Yeah,
So I actually had that over here. Is gonna.
yeah,
So yeah, that was a breaking news yesterday and today.
they're
They're
back
back
to.
in business. So those AliExpress orders and
Yes, sir.
whatnot are still in the way. Which I hope. I was really afraid that was going to affect the Rev van, the
Right?
Ramen Rev. Even
No.
though we've already paid for shipping on it, I was worried about that because they're going to start coming. A couple people's are on the way, but uh, we'll start seeing those soon.
And
So
there's a lot of hyperbole and a lot of misinformation and a lot of fear factor out there. I know Trump and the administration are doing a lot of rapid things quickly and stuff, but I think a lot of that obviously creates fear and creates headlines, but I think just take a step back for a second and it's and that, like what happened with that delay, or whatever with
yeah,
the accepting packages out of China. Yeah, I literally saw that earlier today. It was like, yeah, that didn't last long, and we don't even really know what it was, you know?
Yeah, I didn't last long at all. So
Nah.
I'm glad. I mean, I'm glad it didn't, but who knows? It's crazy times. So I don't know. We ain't
Uh,
going too far down that road.
no, Mr.
That's another road we're
Madgus.
not going to get too far down
No,
tonight.
we won't on this stream. Mr. Madgus, that is my team right there, my friend. There's no
No,
Cowboys here.
no,
No Cowboys at all.
we're both lifelong Steelers fans. All right, it is almost time for our ridiculous funny topic. So I am going to go hit the banyo real quick. If
Yeah,
you want to hold the
take
fort
it up,
down,
take it up. Go
and
do it. Rock and roll.
I'll be back, and it will be your turn to do that. I'll be back in just a couple minutes, and then we're gonna get stupid.
Mr. Magus, it's funny too because that all stems from when I was a kid, in the '70s, and watching Super Bowls on TV at 2, 3 years old, 4 years old, and those old rivalries, those old Steeler Cowboy rivalries. But our neighbors were from Pittsburgh, and they were diehard fans, and so I just fell right into that at like 2, 3 years old. It was easy. I mean, they were diehards. And you had the jerseys and the flags, not the jerseys and the towels and everything. And so yeah, it was an easy sell for me, that's for sure. Uh, but good luck to the Cowboys. New coach. Hopefully it all works out. It's been a little while, but they need it. That's for sure. Uh, or yes, Trump makes the world go round. We'll see. We'll see. He's making a lot of stuff go around. That's for sure. And not everybody is a fan, as Crimson Cobra Commander says, but it's all good. I mean, shit, we can't all be fans of everybody. Anyway, so I'm assuming a lot of you guys saw the video last night from Articulated Ninja. That was quite a doozy. Conversations going around, man. That thing's like 7,000 views, something like that, 6,500 views. Blew up. Craziness, man, craziness. But I've never really watched that gentleman. Yeah, Clint, I know, right? Get some politics in real quick. yeah, yeah, get some in quickly. No, I'm not gonna do that. Not gonna do it. But anyway, yeah. So I don't understand. Like, I guess I am super in the minority on the dark line thing. I just don't understand the hype. Like, I really don't. I don't get it. Um, but you guys seem to really dig that figure, man. And maybe it's the background, right? Maybe it's Destro's cousin, but I don't know. Like, I just looking at the figure by itself. If it wasn't Destro's cousin, if it was just here's a guy, this is what he looks like. Take it or leave it. And but you guys seem to really dig that figure, and I'm a little surprised. Yeah, Mr. Magus, the fire was definitely brought last night, for sure. Man, oh man, it's a cool rap at the end too. If you get to the end of the video, it's pretty good. And actually something that and look, content aside, okay, content aside of the video, I will say this. Um, I, the creativity of Articulated Ninja in that video and the video of his figures and the lighting that he does with it is things I've never thought about doing if I'm setting up figures with a flashlight and doing like circular light and the dance part at the end and just some of that stuff is very creative, very creative. I've never really watched his stuff. I know some of you guys are big fans. I know some of you are don't care, but and yes, there was a lot of repetition, Matthew. I get it, for sure. But I thought that just as a video and just as the a lot of creativity in there personally. I just thought it was really neat. And I think most of us don't care for the drama of all of it. In all honesty, I think most of us don't really care for that at all, and we probably hate to see it, right? But it seems to keep being stoked for some reason. So that causes people to have to respond. You know, it just does, and it sucks, but it is what it is. But man, that thing is blown up. That's for sure. Got a lot of views. Got a lot of views. In overnight. Holy crap! But I did think the creativity though was very very neat. Like just some of the figure stuff and some of the uh, stuff he does with his figures and the lighting. I thought was really cool actually, and that part I found very fascinating just watching it, regardless of the content. So maybe I need to check out a little bit more of his videos, if that's how creative that he is with his classifieds and stuff, because that's some pretty cool stuff for sure. As one thing I found very striking about it, and I had that conversation with Borchester earlier, is like, dude, there's some neat lighting, like cool stuff with the figures going on. And so yeah, maybe I need to check that stuff out. Crimson Cobra Commander, take it easy. Take it
No
easy.
triple suit.
But yeah, look, I've never watched any of his videos. So it just, I'm going to tell you guys something really quickly. You get stuff in your feed, right? That video showed up in my feed. And it probably showed up in my feed because it was gaining a lot of views quickly, right? And sometimes that just happens. And so, yeah, it literally showed up in my feed like right after we got done with the live stream last night. So I was like, well, who is this? What is this? I don't even know what the heck this is. And watched it, and it was creative. It was very creative, very well spoken. But anyway, all right, look, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna run upstairs. Yeah. I don't know that you're ever gonna get that to get our numbers up, my friend. There's just not much for us to do. You know what I mean?
We'd have to just make everything up.
Yeah, no, just there, not
Literally.
not a lot. But anyway, all right, give me 2 secs, man. I'll be right back. All right.
All right. So I did see it. Of course, it was sent to me overnight. I didn't see none of that. As it unfolded, I woke up to that in my inbox, and I do subscribe to Ninja. I don't have notifications on, so I don't know. Like every time, I don't know every time he drops a video, it doesn't always show up in my feed, and I don't watch everything, but I do kind of pick and choose, and I do watch a good bit. So I woke up and I saw that, and I'm like, and I clicked on it, and I'm like, what is this? And then as soon as it started, I was like, okay. So I paused it, and this was as I was getting ready for getting up, getting my morning coffee, getting ready for work, all that stuff. And I was like, all right, well, I'm going to have to listen to this in the truck because of, Bluetooth and all that. So I just put the phone down and listened to most of my YouTube. So got in the truck, took off, started it back up, and was listening to it. And yeah, it's, I talk about Mortal Kombat. I played Mortal Kombat. It was a fucking brutality is what it was. Now, I'm not going to go off on a tangent and give a bunch of exposition on it. It is what it is. It was pretty damning. So I have not talked to anybody since. So I don't know, how that wound up settling. But I did see it. I think everybody's seen it at this point. It was coming from somewhere, unfortunately. I don't know, there's other sources that I think that could have come from. So I hope it's done. I hope all of that stuff is over and done with. I have a feeling it's not, but personally, I hope that it is. And you are right, Dreadnought. I don't want no part of it. Mr. Magus, yes, Ninja can pose some figures like Mofo. Ninja and The Amazing are probably, they can just both of them and do shit with some of these figures that no matter how much you heat them up, it's kind of hard to get into those poses with. especially D-Amazing, but Ninja likes a lot of the imports, that have a lot of different type joints and things. So he's able to do some really crazy shit with them. I wish I didn't. I can't say I wish I didn't. I wish I didn't. Wish none of us had to. Put it that way. I wish none of us ever had to see it. But as I said, I think from somewhere it might have been coming. So, read through the comment and let me look through them, see what was going on while I was gone and Pop was here. So I see that. I see it, Clint. You didn't think I was going to go back and look. Hurry, get some politics talk in while 3 stars gone. Not a whole lot of that going to be over here. There's going to be some. It's going to be inevitable. I think, Crow, I think that might be a lot of people feeling that way right now. Oh, just look back through here. All right, that's about where I jump back in. Just like to catch up while he's gone. Pop Blender is running back. Yeah, I've heard you talk about the Red Sonya figure a couple times. Is that's the newest one, right? That because they just announced one, but it hadn't been that long since they come out with one. So let me know which one that is. So War Chest is gone. Now that we're gonna do the silly stuff, he's out.
Yeah, of course.
Night, man.
I'll talk to you later. I'm sure.
Yeah.
He's keeping up with the politic and stuff. That's what he's doing right now. Yeah. And there's some stuff that he just sent me that's quite interesting. But we ain't going to get into that.
Okay, so the loose collector one. Okay, the boss fight. As I couldn't think who it was.
Let's get it on, baby. Let's get it on. Off the cuff. This is going to be quite interesting.
You have one job. So do we need to have 3D Joe's up?
I mean, not really. I don't think so, because I think it'll just, I think we can roll with it. Everybody knows these characters.
Yeah.
Some
of them maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. But so this is an interesting exercise because this is totally off the cuff. You picked a year. I picked a year. We don't know who the other one is going to give to each of us. And so we thought, okay, if we took the code name literally, could you off the cuff come up with a quick description of what their job or what they would be doing?
Doesn't have to be a military job.
Doesn't have to be. No, not at all.
The same universe. They don't have to be the same universe. And since Matthew's here, I just wanted to pop that dude up real quick. All right, it's dice.
So this will be a funny exercise, funny, or just downright pitiful exercise of off the cuff, taking code names literally and trying to come up with something off the top of your head. I'm sure y'all probably will have something to post in the comments too. So you want to go first, or do you want me? Because I picked 1987 was my year. And
so you didn't change it then?
I did not change it. There's not a lot of figures released in 1987. You'd have some vehicles. The names of the drivers are not that interesting. Personally, I didn't think so. Some of these names, I want to see what you come up with. Some of them I think are going to be very easy, but some of them I don't know. You picked what, 1988?
1988.
There's some good shit in 88. I gotta say. There's some good stuff in 88, name-wise, But anyway, so we'll see. Let's see what happens.
Do you want to go back and forth?
Yeah, War Chest, I'm going to stick around for a minute. Let's just see. We'll go back and forth. Instead of doing all 10, we'll go back and forth. You want to go first, or you want me to give you a name?
Don't matter to me.
You feeling lucky tonight?
I'm always feeling lucky, punk.
All right, what can you do with the name Raptor?
Raptor. All right. So this guy works at a pet store and he is trying to break into the rap game. And every time a customer comes in to look at a puppy or a kitten, he always starts trying to show them the birds. He was like, my name is Raptor. You know what I do? Come over here. Let me sell you this cockatoo. And it's not going so well for Raptor. But so that is what he does.
Okay.
And that is why he took the code name Raptor.
Raptor.
So, and he was
Two
a
syllables,
He-Man
folks.
fan.
Two
He's
syllables.
a He-Man fan as
Yes,
well.
he
So
is.
he's Raptor. So,
All right, we're off to a good start. All right,
we've already lost one viewer.
yeah, no, everybody's like, "Fuck this shit."
Like,
I don't want to see this.
This shit's stupid. There's another stream on.
But these guys had me at renders. These guys had me at renders. We haven't seen enough of those.
I just wanted to hear him complain about the renders.
All right.
That down south, he's so negative.
He's a son of a bitch.
So, all right. So, from 1988, what do you think about Lightfoot?
All right. This brother, he came up with some shoes. They have flashlights on the front of them. And every time you take a step, you can see in the dark. So no matter where you go, your hands are free. Because you can run through the jungle with lighted feet.
You have a light on your foot. They have those for Crocs. They're charms for Crocs. You can plug into the front, and they're called Croc lights.
Yeah, Ronnie Trickshot. He gets it right. He's a Sydney Sweeney fan. Let's not kid ourselves, folks. Ronnie Trickshot and Sydney Sweeney have a delicate relationship. Lightfoot running around doing upskirts. I could see that too if it was foot mirror. But mirror foot.
So that's the special edition Lightfoot Yeezys that have the cam on top.
That's right. Okay, what can you do? What can you do with this name? Sneak Peek.
So Sneak Peek also works with Lightfoot. Sneak Peek is a very unsuccessful private investigator. He is often hired by spouses to get evidence on their cheating significant other, except he always gets caught. So he tries to
Tom.
Yeah, he tries to sneak a peek, but they always see him. So he's not really successful as a private investigator. So he's always got a camera with this big telescopic lens, and that's how they catch him. Like he's always trying to look in the window, and all you see is like a porthole outside your window.
So stupid. All right, fire away.
So tell me, what does armadillo do for a living?
God dang it. Okay, well, once working in a pet store, Armadillo hails from the state of Texas and brought to the military a brand new idea of strapping guns on the backs of armadillos.
Because they're really just tactical possums.
It'd been even better if it was armadillo, but
Warchest must have left because he didn't say that yet.
I'm surprised he didn't. Yes, deep in the heart of Texas, armadillo. Yes, he arms those curious creatures that like to roll around. It's dumb as shit.
It's what we do.
All right, all right. I can't wait to see what you come up with. Crazy legs.
So, Crazy Legs, a long time ago, was one of Michael Jackson's backup dancers,
Long time ago.
and he got the idea that he was going to steal the show from MJ dancing in one of his concerts when he was touring in Bangladesh. And what he was trying to do was he was trying to get to the front of the stage and out dance Michael. He was going to challenge Michael to a dance off. But what happened was he got to flinging his legs around all crazy and he fell off the damn stage.
Oh, crazy. Go crazy. Go
just-
crazy. Go crazy. Go.
He was flopping around and he wound up falling off the stage in Bangladesh and had to be life flighted out. And so now he just sits in his recliner watching old Michael Jackson videos and he's just steaming. Like
He can't even
furious.
get up. He ain't got no remote control. Can't even get up, change the channel. He's stuck on The View.
Just stuck there and just YouTubing Michael Jackson all day. That's this dude's whole life.
Oh, poor Crazy Legs.
That's what Crazy Legs does. So this one. So what do you think Ghost Rider does?
Ghost. I don't even remember this son of a bitch. I'm like, which one are we talking about? G.I. Joe?
Not Maverick. Though there is a Maverick.
Well, so listen, Ghost Rider has he's got a fetish, folks. He's got a fetish. And he loves the supernatural. And at precisely midnight every night, Ghost Rider gets straight up naked. And he rides them ghosts.
This sounds a little bit like Dan Aykroyd in Ghostbusters to me.
He mounts ghosts in his hair.
Yeah, that's not. He slimed me. You thought that was ectoplasm.
Like, what do you do with that? I don't know.
Rolling in the Ecto 1 with the goo cannon. Positive slime. This is what we do in person. We'll do this at Thanksgiving.
Old Ghost Rider at midnight. Every
In the
night.
midnight hour.
Heads his gear. And he goes reverse cowboy on on Casper.
He was a friendly ghost.
Oh shit. Okay, see?
That's
Look at
pretty
that.
good, Mr.
I like that.
Pull pranks next to each other, pulling up, make it
So
look
far,
like a
I don't
ghost is
think
driving.
I've gotten any of the names that I thought you were gonna give me. Because I had some in my head that was like, okay, I think I can do something with this. I'm like, I did not think about Ghost Rider. Woo! All right. This has got to be a softball. This is a home run. Big Boa.
I didn't think you were going to pick him. You put him in the thumbnail.
I did.
Crow, good night, buddy. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for sticking around. Crow's like, all right, fuck this, I'm out. And,
Yeah.
Crow's kind of silly, and he's like, all right, this is enough.
Have a good night, buddy.
See you, brother. I'll holler at you tomorrow. We got some talking to do. So,
Yeah.
so Big Boa,
That porn star.
also used to work at the pet store.
Oh gosh.
So he often clashed, and he and Raptor, they would try to steal each other's customers. And Raptor was always trying to push the birds on people, while Big Boa was trying to push snakes on people. And they got into a giant fight one day when Big Boa turned the snakes loose inside the aviary pen, and it ate some of those cockatoos. So he wound up getting fired for that little stunt,
as one would.
And he went on to be a costumer for the WWE.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So he got his start. He designed some special actual boas for Jake the Snake Roberts, and they were made from shed skins of some of his pythons and his boas that he kept. And he actually wound up getting fired from that after he tried to skin one of Jake the Snake's snakes.
Jesus.
So it was a tragic end for Big Boa, because, of course, Jake the Snake didn't like that too much. So one DDT later, and he wound up in the room next to Crazy Legs. And he couldn't
home.
He couldn't even grip the remote control.
Damn. Oh, no. All right. Fire away.
It's a good comment. All right. So, in turn, one that I know you probably did practice for. So, what does hardball do? Hardball.
Good old hardball.
So, you can't say baseball player.
So, hardball was always a fan of the dodgeball sport. And foregoing his baseball roots, he decided he wanted to see a little more action in dodgeball than people dodging. So he came up with a solid ball.
Dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Although I do like Turk's idea better. He won. Unfortunately for hardball, he had way too many girlfriends that just wouldn't go the distance. He could always get to third base, but he never could go all the way.
He eventually found himself destitute from the multiple child support claims filed against him. He was like Nick Cannon.
He forever had hard balls because he just never could seal the deal.
He never could. He could never finish. Oh shit.
Oh God. I'm gonna give you another home run.
Okay.
Although I think you're gonna do something different with it. Techno Viper.
Oh. So Techno Viper got his start working in the underground clubs in New York City. And he started out as just a rigger. He was rigging up the sound. He was a sound guy, but he always aspired of being a DJ. So every time some new sound equipment would come out or some new lighting or something, he would go and he would acquire this stuff through any means necessary. If he had to rob somebody, man, he robbed them. It didn't matter, as long as he could get to Electronic Express and buy them new party lights. And he was always trying to wire this stuff into the club, make a name for himself so he could break into DJing.
Yes.
So, unfortunately, one night he was wiring up some new technology, some new strobes, and he was wiring all this stuff up. And he was trying to hardwire it to the electrical panel, and he electrocuted himself. And what he did was he had on these sunglasses. He always wore these sunglasses, big ass sunglasses like Flavor Flav, and it melted him to his damn face.
That's a damn shame.
It blinded him. So he was not able to do rigging anymore. So he wound up working at just the counter at the electronics store where he always tried to buy the stuff, and he tried to sell stuff to people, but he couldn't see none of the shit. So he was always describing it wrong. Like, we got these new lights in, and they're red. Like, they'll light your whole house up like the red light district, and the people get there and
shit was green,
blue. Yeah, they'd be blue or green or some shit. So they just kind of kept him on just for the hell of it. He was more like, it kind of made a store mascot out of him. Just the dude, and he always wore purple and had these big sunglasses melted to his face.
Well, damn.
It was
These are all tragic.
Yeah, they're all just awful.
Like, shit, man. These guys just can't win at life. That is shit.
There's some bad shit that happened, man. So, Clint, hell no.
No,
brother,
not so much.
No, and I ain't even saying it's bad, but it ain't country.
No.
And that's right. Down in Texas, Bob Wills is still the king. All right, so I'll give you another probably easy one. So
let's see.
What about repeater?
Well, you see, Pete and Repeat were sitting on a fence. And Pete fell off. And who was left?
Repeat.
All right, so Pete and Repeat were sitting on a fence. Pete fell off. So who's left on the fence?
I think that's Repeat.
Okay, so Pete and Repeat are sitting on a fence, and Pete fell off. So who's left?
So was his job a professional fence sitter?
That's a terrible joke. I apologize. Sorry about that.
Be with the pygmies down there in Guinea.
Peter. Well, so working in the medical field, this new phenomenon that's taken over the country. Repeater is a specialized doctor that reattaches certain members for those who have come across one Lorena Bobbitt. And so he is a repeater. He re-puts on your Peter.
That's pretty good. Oh, that is not where I'd have gone. That is pretty good. He's a repeater.
So that's what he does. He's a repeater. And yes, I did, Matthew. Oh, it's just such a loaded topic. Yeah, well, you know, he is these days, evidently.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, he's probably rolling in it these days.
But that's repeater, folks. Repeater.
Recreator.
All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the next one on the list is fast draw?
So,
Fast draw.
So, Fast Draw got that unfortunate nickname because in high school he realized that he was super popular because he had a 9-inch penis. Uh, Unfortunately for Fast Draw, with his 9-inch penis, he was also a rather fast draw. And that name stuck with him all through high school and all through college. And he thought that maybe he could try to make a little bit of money off of it. And what he tried to do was much like what you saw in Boogie Nights, he auditioned for Vivid Entertainment. And of course, the look was great. I mean, it was everything
they wanted.
They wanted, right?
They needed.
Hired him on the spot. Hired the dude on the spot.
Damn.
Just on looks alone. Aesthetics.
What a job.
Just aesthetics.
What a job.
So shows up at his first day to work, and the camera dude he went to high school with. And he was like, "Oh shit, ain't you that dude that they call Fast Draw? Like, yeah, we dated the same chick." And he's like, "No, that ain't me, man. That ain't me." Well, you know, what's he gonna do? Like, he's got to work. He's there. Like, they hired him. He's got a job to do. So, lo and behold, come time for him to perform, and soon as it got time, man, that name caught up to him. And Fast Draw on the dot, man, just lightning fast, and just as fast as he was able to draw it, the missiles were gone.
It's even faster
because he was, you know, he only had 1 or 2 shots in him that he could throw, and he threw them too fast. He missed his target, and he wound up just mopping the booth at the. He just went to mopping the booth at the world's largest entertainment store, adult entertainment store.
I'd rather be unemployed. Oh, and great. Yeah. Allison comes in at the right time. Yeah, right time, Allison.
just as we're talking about G.I. Joes that went on to be jizz moppers.
Shit.
Thanks for stopping in. We're just being stupid like always. So.
All right.
So that was Fast Draw.
It is what it is. It happens.
This is a guy that you could have altered a past nickname, and you could have been this guy. About Toxo Viper. Go to bed.
Okay.
Go to bed. Don't ever let anybody call you Fast Draw.
Toxo Viper. Ladies and gentlemen, Toxo Viper. Used to work in the garbage industry. Love the garbage industry. He was the person right on the back of the garbage truck that would dump your trash. And he loved it. He loved it so much. But one day, while riding on the back of said garbage truck, he noticed a gentleman. Kind of short, funny hat, funny accent. And he noticed this gentleman doing the windows on a house. He thought, that seems like a very serene, enjoyable job. Working alone. And so he went up to the man and he asked him, "Excuse me, sir. I like what you do. I like your work. I'm very interested in changing jobs. What is it that you do?" And the gentleman replied, "I wipe the windows. I'm the window viper." And from that day forward, Toxo Viper was the Toxo window viper.
Not such a tragic end for Toxo Viper.
Very happy ending, actually. Got out of the trash.
I thought you was gonna say like he started taking shit home with him and like collecting it. So
Nope. Started out in the trash business, had a happy ending, viping windows.
Allison wanted to know if we'd watched any
No, that's
videos
just
lately.
great, Allison. Yeah, just great. Just great, Allison. Come on. We know what you're talking about.
Yeah, about 20 minutes ago we talked about it a little bit. So, just a little, not too much. So it's still new. It's still being absorbed.
Yeah. No, that's it's good stuff. Yeah. Yeah, real good stuff. About I don't know, 8,000 views before the night's over.
Yeah, probably. We didn't get too deep into it, Allison. It just kind of skimmed the surface. You didn't miss much.
Okay. All right. I gotta see what you're. I know what I would do with this name. I know exactly what I do with this name, but I want to see what you're gonna do with this name. Crystal Ball.
So Crystal Ball was a party planner.
Okay.
And he worked in the party planning industry and kind of made a name for himself putting on fancy events. And he was always trying to rent out the biggest and the best places for parties. And one day he was approached by a gentleman with a lisp, had this chrome helmet on, didn't quite understand the way this guy talked, but he was paying customers. So guy wanted he wanted to rent a castle for an event he was going to throw. And it had to be a castle, had to be fancy foyer and everything. So all of his guests could come in. They called him the King of Crystal. So he was going to make this happen. So come to find out, of course, this guy was Cobra Commander. So guy rents out this castle. It's got this big fancy foyer in it. It's got this big, huge, nice chandelier.
Lovely.
So he's got this going on. He's got everything there. Catering's all there. All of the people are all there. It's all set up. It's all nice. So guy with the lisp shows up that night. And he's coming in, his herald or whatever is introducing him as Cobra Commander. Crystal Ball is standing there to make sure everything goes off according to no plans, without a hitch and all that. So, but what nobody knew was Snake Eyes had infiltrated this castle in an assassination attempt for Cobra Commander. And the way he was going to do it was he got up on the floor over the foyer and he had loosened the bolts in the chandelier. And as soon as Cobra Commander stepped in, he took the last bolts off and chandelier made one creaking noise. But Crystal Ball, see, he's a little bit older. He's got the gray hair, get the highlights. He's a little hard of hearing. Cobra Commander heard the bolts in the chandelier and the creaking and it getting ready to fall. He's got all these sensors in his helmet. So he looks up about the time it starts falling, dives out of the way, and Crystal Ball's like, what the fuck? Looks up and gets crushed by the chandelier. So Snake Eyes actually killed Crystal Ball. Cobra Commander got away. So they cleaned all that shit up and they went on to have a fabulous party. Snake Eyes got away. So he threw such a good party to immortalize him. He got the name Crystal Ball, and that's how he went down in Cobra history.
It's a sad state of affairs. It's really
no, Allison, not. It's probably eventually gonna happen, but it ain't not tonight. So that's what she said. We should dress up as the Island Boys for Halloween.
I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do this Halloween. I got a lot of time.
Yeah, you had a little bit of time.
Go back and watch the video from last year.
Yeah, right. All right. So, Super Trooper. What's Super Trooper do?
Oh, wow. Okay. Super Trooper. Super Trooper was the best cookie seller in the Girl Scout troop. Laser focused. Whenever people came out of the grocery store, Super Trooper pushed them damn tag along.
Did he get a badge for that? They have to weld it on.
There's no double entendre for Super Trooper. Gosh, I'm pretty quick off the cuff too. Okay. He also even fucking do it. He also worked at a car dealership and was able to sell anybody on an upgraded package on the Isuzu Trooper, so that he became known as the Super Trooper, because any woman that came into the Isuzu dealership got a souped up Isuzu Trooper by the Super Trooper. He also was best friends with Joe Isuzu. I'm done.
I'm Joe Isuzu. I drove it up here myself. I missed that. They made that dude quit because of because he was false claims and whatnot. So
Allison has a good one there too. Get a
Yeah,
bucket and a
or
mop. That's some wet hot
Kellogg's.
trooper right there. Meow.
All right, meow.
All right, meow.
I thought that's where you were gonna go. Was he was the other member of Broken
It was
Lizard.
that was probably a lot easier to go with. It probably would have been a lot better too. But I almost kind of like the Joe Isuzu. Has anybody seen an Isuzu Trooper lately? I don't even know. Do they still make that? Is Isuzu still a brand? I don't know. I don't care.
Those were actually pretty good.
Sure
pretty
they
good
were.
vehicles, actually.
Sure they were. I don't know. Whatever happened to Joe Isuzu?
He's probably in that home next to Crazy Legs.
You might be right. And Big Boa. Those two sons of bitches. Feel sad for those guys. This is okay. All right. Tunnel rat.
Tunnel rat. Tunnel rat. So, tunnel rat. No, I don't want to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah. First thought, no. I was gonna say he was an assistant to Richard Gere, but no.
Shit.
So let's go with that actually. So Tunnel Rat, first instinct. So Tunnel Rat was a grip that worked on a lot of movie sets. He was always requested by Richard Gere personally to work with him and bring him his coffee and his various rodents. So back during the late 80s, early 90s, all of those vicious rumors came out about Richard Gere. But what really happened was the room was dark, and
So dark.
Tunnel Rat had gone into Richard Gere's trailer to grab something for him. He left his coffee cup in there, and lights were out. I mean, he knew where he kept it. So he went in there, and he happened to see Richard Gere's pet gerbils. And he thought, I got a few minutes. He's in makeup.
Couple minutes.
So you know the rest of the story. He got Richard Gere. It was close to Christmas. He had been wrapping presents, and he had some empty wrapping paper tubes.
Festive.
So he decided to get a little bit crazy, and
too much eggnog.
Yeah, he set it up just like you'd imagine. He backed up against the cardboard tube. So what happened? The director come in and saw him and caught him, and he knew immediately it wasn't Richard Gere, but somebody had to take the fall for it. So Richard Gere wound up setting his friend up and put this story out, started circulating these rumors about the guy that he had personally requested, but somebody had to take the fall for why he had all them gerbils in there in the first place. So he wound up setting Tunnel Rat up. That became his new name. He was no longer Nicky Lee. He's now known in the film industry as the Tunnel Rat.
Damn.
And it was put out there that it was Richard Gere, but it was a really Tunnel Rat, and he got blackballed from the movie making industry. He come out with this story on Ricky Lake and wanted to make sure that everybody knew it wasn't him, it was Richard Gere, but people he was set up and all that. It was really him, not Richard Gere, but it was too late. He come out to tell the true story. He wanted to put it on Richard Gere as to why all them gerbils was in there in the first place. So he wound up not doing himself any favors at all. He lost his career. Richard Gere still wound up getting accused of putting gerbils in his ass. Everybody was losers, but he became forever known in the Hollywood industry as the Tunnel Rat, so nobody would hire him. So that's the tragic story of Tunnel Rat.
Everybody was losers. You damn right.
No, there are no winners. No winners.
Are you sure that wasn't Sally Jesse Raphael?
No. I was like, who would have been out there? Who was second rate? So,
everybody knew it was Richard Gere putting them gerbils up his ass. Tunnel Rat took the fall.
Yep. He was the fall guy. Nobody wins in that one. So while we're talking about rodents, tell me what muskrat does.
Oh man, so listen. Designer perfume business, folks. Designer perfume business. Muskrat worked at a perfume factory. And used to take dead animals home.
Trying to get blood from a stone.
He took gerbils, bison, elk, horses of all kinds, even a wild dog or two.
Did he work with Roadblock?
I can't help it. One day, Muskrat came up with an idea none had ever heard before. Maybe I'll catch a dead rat or three and rub them on down with my musky scent. Squeeze it all up in a bottle. Sell it to Calvin Klein. And that's how we got CK1, ladies.
I would think Muskrat would probably last longer than CK1 did once you put it on. That shit was like Tommy. It wore off in about an hour.
Man, you ain't kidding. That's why you need to Issei Miyake, bitches. But anyway, so, yes, Muskrat.
Did he make a fortune in the
No, he was lost to history
didn't catch on?
because he was a lowly factory worker at the perfume factory.
Did he mop the floors?
He mopped the floors with the musky scent of all the dead animals he had killed and rubbed on his body parts.
Oh, muskrat.
Yes.
He come to work with dead rodents and a boogie board.
No, the boogie board was just for looks. He didn't know how to ride that shit.
He had to beat those rats to death with something.
You can't ride a boogie board in North Dakota.
It becomes a snowboard then, except for the pegs sticking out of it. It kind of slows down your momentum.
Poor muskrat, lost to history, created CK1, ladies and gentlemen, from the
Never got the credit.
his musky scent of his own naked body and a dead rat. Take that shit to the bank, you sons of bitches.
The funny part is I actually sent Pop Blender a picture of a dead rat earlier today. Didn't think that was going to come full circle, did you?
No, but once it came up, that's the first thing that came to my mind was that damn picture.
All right. What you got?
All right. Now, many may know this name, but many may not understand the true nature and the true revelation that is Croc Master. Don't go the easy route. I got a really good one. Think about it for a second.
So, well, in the 1980s,
Oh shit.
so there was a huge revolution in the 1980s in home meal preparation.
Okay.
And what he did was he actually wound up inventing the crock pot. And
Son of a bitch.
he had his own brand, and unfortunately his actual brand that he put out never caught on because the inside of the crock pot was lined with alligator hide and crocodile hide, and it was supposed to help retain flavor, but all it really did was wound up making every roast that you cooked and it tastes like rotting reptile.
Damn.
So while the design made him a fortune, his actual brand that he was trying to promote actually got him run out of the business. So what he wound up doing was he got the patent for the plug-in part with the warmer, and he partnered with somebody to make the actual porcelain bowls. So while his personal brand failed, his actual invention went on to prosper, and he made a small fortune. He was just kind of behind the scenes, pulling strings, and something he tried to keep out of the public eye was in 1990, he married Betty Crocker.
Oh, son of a bitch.
They actually formed a new bowl for the inside of the crock pot warmer that you bought it, and it could cook a cake inside a crock pot. Any kind of cake you wanted to make.
So easy bake crock pot.
It was basically an easy bake crock pot minus the alligator hide. But what they did was they textured the inside of the porcelain with their partner to look like alligator hide, and see that kept stuff from sticking to it because it was all bumpy. So you wound up, you had Croc Master and Betty Crocker together, and you could buy this device and you can make their special bumpy ass cake. And that's what they called it. They called it bumpy ass crock cake.
Crock cake. Hell
Bumpy ass
yes.
crock cake. And they actually went on form an empire. They bought up all kind of stuff. They bought land. They bought some of them plots of land over there in Scotland. They're lords and ladies and shit with their square inch. They got a square inch down here in Lynchburg on Jack Daniels. They bought up little tiny pieces of land all over the globe, and they're trying to buy everything one piece at a time.
Yeah.
That's the story. A successful story, inspiring story of Crockmaster, who failed but rose from the ashes to build an empire of bumpy ass cakes.
Almost like a cake rising in a crock pot.
Rise, 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 rise. And then he took over Cornwall.
For a minute. For a solitary second. I almost thought you were going into the footwear business.
I thought about it, and I'm like, yeah, let's go another direction.
I like it.
It's getting later. It's getting worse. We lost one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's definitely getting worse. Actually, hang on a second. I'll do the David Letterman. Oh, it didn't go through the window.
Imagine if we do this on a weekend, except we both drink while we do this. Don't throw it through Firefly back there.
Yeah, it's not a card though. It's not a.
Oh, it's just
paper. Is this thing on? Is this thing on? I can't tell.
It's on.
I can't tell.
Sounds good.
Hey, Paul.
All right. Yeah. Hey, Paul. All right. So
that's pretty badass. Ah, it's called skills, ladies and gentlemen. Skills.
Nice.
I've got a few.
So we got a couple more. These next two actually probably won't be too hard. So what about your boy? What about Shockwave?
Okay. Shock wave. All right, folks. Shockwave. I knew this was coming. Damn it. All right. You may have heard of the Star Wars universe.
I have.
Are you sure? Well, you see, Shockwave was just a nobody, a no-name. And one day, traversing the multiverse,
God.
he ended up somehow in the Star Wars universe. He was a no-name, by the way. And he came across a young female Jedi.
Sounds good so far.
They fell deeply in love. Her love of using the Force and slicing and dicing robots. And his love of cooking. They made a perfect pair. But in this strange universe, when one gets married, they actually take on the name of their partner. But it's a little different. It's a little different than it is here, folks. You see, he took on the name of his partner. Her name was Shakti.
And they had a son that went on to found Digital Underground, Shock G.
And one day, after they got married, and he had the name Shock, she was Shakti. She had to leave to go on a mission with one Obi-Wan Kenobi. You may have heard of him. I don't know. Maybe. And as she was leaving and stepping on that Jedi starship, he waved goodbye. His last wave, because Order 66.
So he just stranded in Star Wars now.
With
With
forever
the last
known
name T.
a shock wave by the locals. A local legend known for his heroic gesture of waving to his wife before she died, tragically.
And once he found out, he was
Stupid.
indeed
It's so stupid.
in shock.
Stupid.
He had as she left, he had that shocked look on his face as he waved
so
goodbye to her for the last time. Hey, summer hits, summer misses, folks. So.
Woo! No, listen, there's a lot of misses in there. I'm not gonna lie. It's like
This is fun as shit.
Story of
These
my
usually are for us. They're usually really fun for us.
yeah, obviously. Yes, they're very fun for us. And however,
if I ever get to
is
a
this
point
thing
where
on?
I can,
Is this working? I can't tell. Is this...
if I
Hey,
ever get
Paul!
to a point where I can have like paid like member content, so that's some of what I want to do is just record a video of us doing absolutely dumb shit like this with pretty much everything except slurs and a few other special curse words, like, but everything else is game. And
Well, you
just
gotta
throw
get
this back and forth. So.
the crucial thing is getting someone to pay for this magical content.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the key. Hang on a second. I can't.
Pipe dreams.
I gotta look at this list. I can't. All right.
If you quit throwing it so far away from you, you'd know what's on there.
All right. So I have one more. I have one more on my list because that's
Okay.
number 10 for me.
All right.
A pretty easy one, but I
Okay.
thought maybe, you could do something with this one. I brought him up to you the other night, so hopefully you maybe was able to do something. Cobra Commander. Cobra Commander.
All right. So the pet store that Raptor and Big Boa worked at, so they had to get the snakes from somewhere. And one day this guy comes in and I actually think this was in one of our fan fiction stories.
Oh.
So comes in and I hope I'm not cheating, but I can't really remember how that one went. So he comes in and he meets with Big Boa and tells him that he has a good supply of snakes, and if he would like to start selling his special type of snakes in the pet store, he would cut him a good deal. And so Big Boa tells him, he's like, look, these things they gotta be vetted. You gotta have USDA papers on them. There's a lot of red tape. And Cobra Commander's like, I cut through red tape. There's no S's in there. I thought there was an S. I cut through red tapes.
There you go. There you go. Matthew's commercial, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, if you can get through the red tape, I mean, maybe we'll take some of your snakes. And they're like, okay. So they start working the deal and goes and they get ready to set it up. And the next day he's going to bring in some snakes for him. And he turns around to walk out. They got the meeting set. And Big Boa's like, hey, what do we call you? And he turns around and he walks back. He hands him a business card. It says, Cobra Commander, leader of Cobra. And the whole card is just like A's at the end of Cobra. So
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's fancy cards. That's like them cards they was looking at in American Psycho with the eggshell and the embossed and shit.
What?
So it was in the 80s. So next day, meeting set, Cobra Commander comes back, brings in, he drives in, he's got a pickup truck. It's not even a pickup truck, it's a Isuzu Trooper, and it's packed full of snakes in the back of his Isuzu Trooper that he had just bought from this dude that sold him to him for a hell of a deal. So he went back, filled it up with all
Super Trooper.
Yeah, Super Trooper. He's got his card too. It's up on the sun visor, in case he needs any more. So he comes back. He's got this Isuzu Trooper full of very dangerous snakes, and he backs up, pulls in the pet store. He's bringing these snakes in burlap bags like he just robbed a bank in 1936, and he's running out with burlap sacks of money, but he's got burlap sacks of snakes, and you actually do transport snakes in burlap. That's
what I hear.
Burlap and pillowcases. So he comes in, he's got like 4 bags, like 2 in each hand. He's like, I brought my snakes for you to sample. Big Bo was like, all right, what you got? Like, let's go into the back room. I'll show you my snakes.
Yikes.
So they go back there, and this is kind of what started Big Boa's downfall after he'd had this war with Raptor and tried to feed all the birds to the boas. So he needed an upper hand, right? So he's trying to cut a side deal with this dude. They go back in the back, and he undoes the bags, and he was like, see my snakes, and drops the bag down, and there's all of these writhing snakes. And at that moment, they all slither out, and they kind of surround Big Boa. And then of all the shit, Cobra Commander reaches inside the lapel of his little jacket, because, he's got it folded over and got a tack on it, reaches inside this jacket, and he pulls out a whistle, and he gets the whistle out, and he raises his mask up just a little bit to get to his mouth, and goes and he plays this little tune, and he puts his mask down, and all these snakes grow, and they're like 6-7 feet tall snake people.
Sons of bitches.
And so that is the story of how Cobra Commander infiltrated the pet store in Springfield, took over the pet store, ran Big Boa out, he locked Raptor in a freighter he bought later. And that is how Cobra Commander began taking over Springfield with the mutated, fatal, not fluffy snake men that were his goons. that were commanded with whistles. Anytime Cobra Commander needed to fuck somebody up, he just went so that I stole that part from Jerky Boys.
It almost sounded to me like the solo in the Cosby Show theme song from the 80s, but I could be wrong.
So the Jerky Boys, the real Jerky Boys, they had the skit where the dude called in and he was a street performer, and he was an Indian, and he's like, I work on the street performer. It's like, I work with the cobra, and the thing went crazy, and it stung me in the eye. And he goes, I got poison eye. And I go back and forth, and he was like, oh, and it's all, I guess I played the wrong note, because I was going,
oh, shit.
And then played the wrong note, and the snake bit him in the eye. So
I think I remember that.
Whatever
happened to the Jerky Boys?
I don't know, but they need a comeback. They need a good comeback. So, all right. So it's your turn, right?
Yeah.
Number 10.
Yeah. This is number 10. This is it right here.
this one, I have two honorable mentions if we want to do them, but to officially
I think we need to wrap this thing up. What do you think?
So, I just gotta. I don't have to be up for 5 hours.
Oh, is that all?
So, okay, this one's a bit of a softball. Maybe we'll propose the last two to the chat and see what they come up with real quick. All right, so this one's probably a bit of a softball, depending on how you want to go. I know what I'd have done with it, because I did that one with blowtorch. So what about charbroil?
Let's talk about charbroil. See, charbroil. You ever heard that jam before? All right. Charbroil. You guys may have heard. Y'all might have heard of blowtorch. You might have heard of barbecue. You ain't never heard of charbroil. Yes, Turk Murphys. I thought this one out. Charbroil was always a hard worker. He grew up in a tough household. His mama didn't know how to cook shit. His daddy was always drunk as hell. And one thing young Charbroil knew how to do, he could cook food for his family. Mainly for himself, because his dad drank so much he didn't need to eat.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Liquid diet.
Liquid diet. You know how it is. Beer has food value. Food has no beer value. You get me? So anyway. Young Charbroil got a job at the local Quincy's.
Oh, Quincy's, man.
Down the road.
Miss Quincy's.
Yes, the local Quincy's. At first, he was not very handy. They put him as a bus boy.
That's good, Allison.
Made him a host. Might be even Ponderosa, if my memory serves correct. Then they tried to make him a waiter. He just wasn't very good at waiting tables. He didn't know how to talk to people. So they came up with the idea, we're going to throw him in the kitchen. We're going to put him in the kitchen. And we're going to let him make salads. That motherfucker was the sorriest salad maker you ever saw in your life. Motherfucker didn't know romaine from spring.
Did he toss any of that lettuce?
He was a salad tossing son of a bitch.
Toss any of it?
Especially in the bathroom late at night after closing time. But anyway. But one night, they had a cook call in sick. Couldn't make it to work. He was too drunk. It was his papa.
Like, yeah, you just thrown that in there.
So they said, hey, Charbroil, it's kind of funny. You have a funny name. You ever thought about cooking steaks? Charbroil looked up, and it was right then, that he knew his only duty in life. Forever here on out, he had one motherfucking job. And that was going to be broiling and charring some damn rib eyes on a flat top. How do you char a flat top steak, you may ask?
He found a way.
Well, he broiled the shit out of it. He broiled the shit out of them steaks so hard that he charred them. And forever known as the hero of the local Western Sizzler Ponderosa Quincy's, Logan's Roadhouse Outback Steakhouse of your choice. He bounced from job to job as a hero everywhere he went.
held it down at all of them.
Anybody that ever wanted a Pittsburgh steak knew when they walked into their favorite steakhouse, is Charbroil working tonight? And if the answer was no, they said, fuck you.
Which is ironic because there have been a couple of bars that I have walked into said, "Hey, is Brandon working tonight?" Like, no. All right,
fuck
we're
you.
we're going to Applebee's. After he served them big ass steaks, I have an idea what they might have had for dessert.
What might they have had for dessert, you may ask? But jeez, you need the video to go with that. That'd be perfect.
I got it. I just don't have it loaded on me.
Poor
loaded on here.
He could have worked at a cookout, that's for sure. Western Sizzler. I don't, you know. Yes. If you ever had a Quincy's though, you had to get the big fat yeast rolls.
Big fat yeast rolls.
Right.
Damn things was like that big around, dude.
Yeah,
they were softball
good
rolls.
Shit.
They were so good.
It wasn't a charbroiled steak, but damn, they were good.
We used to go to Quincy's, man. My dad, my poor dad, he ordered his steaks well done.
Oh, my dad orders his well done too.
And you know, I bought into it. I was impressionable, so I got mine medium well. He let me. I could get it any way I want it, but you know, I want to be like Dad, medium well.
Right.
And one time we were eating, I'm like, "Why is this so hard to chew?" And he's like, just make sure you get
That's
it.
a steak. It's cooked all the way through.
Yeah, make sure you get it chewed up good. You got to get it chewed good before you swallow it. And then we got a medium well one time. I'm like, hey, this is a little easier. This cuts a little better. And oh, Jesus, you don't want to make sure you get it. Can't be too red. You got to make sure that your steak's cooked and cooked out all the salmonella. I don't think they have salmonella.
No, they do not. But
so there was a discussion, and we went in one time, and I was older. I was probably 12 or so or something. I was like, you know what? I need a medium rare steak. Oh, you don't want to eat it that way. Like, why? It's not even cooked. Like, it's hot.
It
like,
is.
Oh no! It's not. Cool. I'm gonna order it. I'm gonna order it anyway. So I did, and that day changed my life.
Right.
and to now he orders medium well, but I will order nothing other than medium rare.
I gotta tell you, I know my dad likes his steaks well done, and there's either like some A1 or some, you know, Heinz 57 on the side, or just all on the top of it. I mean, it's here you go. It's a piece of meat, and it's as tough as a shoe, and throw some sauce on it, and it'll be just fine. That's how he eats them. I'm more of a medium person myself, although occasionally I'll do like medium rare, not a ribeye, but oh hell. You guys know the cut with some au jus maybe, or some
New York strip?
No. The hell? Screw it. It doesn't matter. What's up, Tony? No, not a French dip. I mean, yeah, it's
we outlasted the
I can't believe it.
Strain.
Now, look, a rare steak I probably couldn't do, but a medium I can definitely do.
I can do rare. Sure. I can do Woody Harrelson and Cowboy Way. I'll just knock the horns off, wipe its smelly old ass, and throw it on a plate.
Right. Yeah, I don't know, man. I have worked at a couple, one steakhouse, I guess, or whatever. But yeah, I just don't know how you could do well done. I get it, to each their own, right? But
it's not.
Yeah,
no. You live and you learn. You want to do a bonus one before we get up out of here?
What do you got? What do you got?
So I I do one, you do one. I'll let you pick. I have Skid Mark and I have Hydro Viper.
Interesting. I don't know. Hydro Viper's kind of tough. I don't know how much you could do with Hydro Viper, but you could do a lot with Skid Mark because it's not what you would think, right? You could do a lot with Skid Mark. A veteran of the motorcycle racing circuit, Skid Mark always drove fast and took chances. Never in life did he slow down and just, enjoy life. So one day he entered a race and he got to going so fast, he shit his britches. He straight shit his britches. And when he got done, when he got done with the race, he took first place. He had to run to the bathroom, check his britches.
Like when Forrest Gump scored the touchdown and he kept running, and he's racing to the porta potty.
And he knew right then and there, as Turk Murphy so succinctly put, he became an underwear model, but only with the color brown draws.
I told you I've been watching Daredevil.
Good God Almighty,
and
this is terrible.
That just made me think when you're talking about watching Daredevil. He's like, red, it don't show blood. So now Skid Mark only models for the brown fruit.
So stupid. It's so stupid. Oh my God.
Yeah, Allison, Tony's here. Hide y'all diversity.
Yeah, you better hide all of it. You better hide it now.
We're diverse. We got Tony. Mad Gus was here.
Yes, hell yeah. We got a little bit of everybody. Come on.
Sabir was here. Yeah. We don't care. We hire anybody. All right. So we got Hydro Viper. So
you tear it up. I don't know what to do with it.
Hydro Viper worked at the water department here in town. We worked for the Nashville water and sewer department, and he was hired.
Great company.
Yeah. I'm about to get a bill 5 times more than what was so for last month. So he works for Nashville water and sewer and power, and his job is going down into the actual manhole covers. He's got to go down there and get down there, and he's got to get his hands dirty. He's got to get down in there in the water, and he's got to test the amount of waste in the water levels. And he doesn't have any real equipment. What he has to do is he has to do it by consistency. Okay. So he has to do it. He's got to be in the water when he does it, because the sewer water's got to clean him when he does it. So he's actually got to get down. He's got to find some flushings, and he actually has to squeeze it. And what he's doing is he's making all these mental calculations of how fast does it squeeze down, how much does it stick, how much gets on him, is it liquid to begin with, and all this has got to be in the water. It's going in the water, and he's making all these calculations to make sure there's nothing crazy heading to the water treatment plant. And so he gets in, he's in there, he's swimming around, he's G.I. Joe swimming in the bathtub.
Oh no.
And floating with
Skid Mark.
With Skid Mark. And he is all the way. He has to start at one point, and he's got to float through those hydro sewers all the way to the water treatment plant.
Makes sense.
And he has to, when he gets there, he's got to make sure every piece makes it into the pipes that gets sucked up and treated at the water treatment plant. So they called him Hydro Viper because dude was so ruthless at his job. Just straight up ruthless. Like somebody come down trying to help, and he like, he like, hey, this is my job. This is my shit. This is my pipe. You going over there?
Better step off my pipe, bitch.
And so one time down there's this frag viper, and he had been sent down there to clear a pipe next to it.
Okay.
And Hydro Viper was like, this is my jam. Like, go on. I'll handle this. This is what I do.
The fuck out of here.
This is what I do. So it came to blows. It got violent. So Frag Viper whipped out a grenade, and he was like, I'll take this whole plan up. Like, do this. This is from me. Hydro Viper wasn't had him, buddy. He had one of them dive knives, and he just reached over and said, stabbed that mug right in the neck. And after that, like, nobody messed with Hydro Viper. That's how he got the Viper nickname, and they called him the evil snake of the Chicago sewer.
Even though he worked in Nashville. You know, that's what's crazy about it, folks.
That's how far
he worked in Nashville, but they called him the evil snake of the Chicago sewer system. That's how
far those tunnels went. Some of that water they transported to Chicago because they have a water shortage. I guess.
I would guess. Me too. I would guess as well if I had to guess.
Sitting there thinking, what city did I say he worked for?
and then he spotted this little old man, kind of yay tall with a weird hat, and he saw him cleaning windows, and he was like, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm the Window Viper."
The Window Viper. Poor Techno Viper with his melted on sunglasses.
Oh God,
poor bastard.
It's a sad state of affairs, my friends. We have lost the plot. We've completely gone off the reservation. Oh no, I can't say that anymore.
Ronnie says, geez, I thought me and Sharky dribbled some shit.
Yeah, no, trust me, Ronnie, trust me. Yeah, I don't know how you guys do it.
Dribblers.
Every week, you're like, all right, the top 5 guys that smell weird. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I'm telling you, man, like, it's so funny sometimes trying to come up with ideas because I will literally run it through Google sometimes. I'll be like, all right, give me a good streaming idea. And none of it works for like, you know what I mean? Like, none of it.
We've started an idea bank that we're banking ideas, and I got to add some of the ones from this week to it.
So the idea bank. I call it the spank bank, but that's just.
Oh, let me find that cover girl picture.
No, Sydney Sweeney. Well, cover girl works too. Anyway, so it is. It's funny, and you know, as like I admire that at Ronnie and Shark. You know, it's like kind of looking up some of the titles of their streams. You know, and it's like, okay, like, here we go. You know, and they go all in. I appreciated the cowboy outfit. Just the other night.
That was good.
I love that. Ronnie was all dressed up, looking fine and sharp, with a little hat on too. Pretty awesome. Yeah, but coming up with those ideas, man. You know, sometimes it's not that easy, right? And sometimes the days get away from you, right? All of a sudden you're like, holy crap, it's already Tuesday, it's already Monday, it's already, you know, and so and also too, I will say this. G.I. Joe's a very centric topic, right? It's a very centric topic. And I think that, you know, you really got to try to dig in and figure out what you can do with that, you know? I think with all toys or maybe just whatever, right? You got a lot to pull from. And so, that's, again, what makes like Ronnie and Shark. You know, I don't know. I mean, I do like their accents. I gotta say, I definitely like their accents.
Yep, sure.
Yeah, 1/16th native. Okay, I'll say it. We went off the reservation, folks. Okay, that's all there's to it. But no, it's
That one was good. Adam
yeah,
swore
yeah, yeah.
black and blue you shouldn't call a dog worms. That was a good one. So that was fun. I was listening to that one. One of
Yeah,
these
man.
nights I'm gonna be up really late or really early, so
I
I can
just happened
hear
to
it
wake
there.
up completely out of the blue, and I was like, I cannot go back to sleep. And I just happened to pull up
I,
YouTube, and it was literally at the top, right?
I,
The
I
recommendations, and
listened to the replay as soon as I got in the truck and started
yeah,
driving. I started listening to their replay, and I'm just driving along, and he's like, "Oh, here's Pop Blender. What's up, mate?" I'm like, what the fuck's he doing up? It's 3 o'clock in the morning.
yeah. Nah, I was like, let's jump on in here. And then, of course, my fat thumbs mistyped practically every damn thing I was trying to type. So then you go back in, and then you have to type the word again, even though everybody
Yeah,
knows what you meant. But we all feel compelled to have to type the correct word. But it's like, yeah, we get it. We know what you meant. But everybody does it. I mean, it is what it is, but it's kind of
yeah.
funny.
I'm about ready to wrap it up.
Yeah, for
So
sure,
I got
man.
a
Look,
couple. I
we've
got a
been
couple
to
little
three
clips.
45.
Couple little clips I want to play before we get out of here that I have
Yeah,
saved. But so, what do you have coming up on your channel you want to tell people's about?
man. Look, Friday night, definitely going to be doing unfiltered, and hopefully I can get over this cold. So Friday night at 10:30 Eastern. But March the 7th, like I said earlier, March the 7th, I'm going to have Punk on, and I'm going to interview Punk on a Friday night, and just have some fun with it. It'd be pretty lighthearted. It'd be pretty fun. We're not going to get too crazy with it. But yeah, no, I have some fun with him, and kind of turn the tables, like I said, since he does Thursday with a friend. I thought it'd be fun to have him on and maybe bring up some stuff and talk to him and ask him some questions. So that'll be March the 7th, kind of a little
You
special edition of Unfiltered.
you should do a post of submit a question to ask to
Yeah,
Punk.
I may. I've been coming up with a few. I have been coming up with a few, and so yeah, I definitely want to have fun with that. But I thought it'd be fun to cut up with him, one night, and but other than that, Tuesday night with Matthew again next, every Tuesday, man. And as the box office and as everything starts heating up, you know what I mean, as far as Hollywood and movies coming out, we've got. I mean, we might have some bangers coming up this summer, but it just takes us a little while to get into it, right? Captain America, I think, is in March. That's going to be really the first one to come out. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, Tuesday night with Matthew, obviously at 10 p.m. Eastern, we'll be doing the evening blend right on my channel, and that's really about it, man. I mean, it's just the usual schedule,
You
really
got
for me, Tuesday,
you got
Friday, and
some
every other Wednesday.
reviews to do and some pictures to
I
take.
do, I do, and it really sucks, man, because this cold or whatever it is, I don't normally get sick, but man, this thing has just I mean, it's waylaid me. I'm not gonna lie, man. Like especially during the day, trying to get up and get moving.
Yeah.
At nighttime is usually when I'm alive anyway. But yeah, just it's. I mean, I've been laid out for a few days, and I'm sure you can even hear it even now. But
Yeah, you sound a
uh,
lot better.
yeah, it feels a lot better too, I think. But so hopefully the next day or two. So we'll see.
Word.
Allison, look, I'd love to do 3 more hours to be honest with you, but I don't know if I've got it in me tonight. As much as I love to talk. um,
Yeah. If I didn't have to get up and go to work, I
yeah,
probably
that's
could tonight.
obviously
But
that's your thing. I mean, you definitely
we
have
could
to get
do
up.
after hours about the vid. But um,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, look, that's a topic I'd like to talk about, but it's whatever. Maybe it's
I
something I'll
gotta.
talk about on my own.
I've got a basically just a quick synopsis of that right here. It'll take just a second. So it's
Yeah,
just a quick synopsis of what happened.
That's about what it. Yeah, that's about what it looked like. Put him in a body bag. That's kind of what happened.
And that, and then the other thing I thought.
Damn!
Yeah, no doubt. Turk, I feel you, man. Like this thing has really thrown me for a loop, my friend. Are you speaking of Allison though? Are you doing anything with Allison coming up or anything like that? Or y'all hanging out? Or you got anything planned or anything like that?
I'm gonna be on with Allison on her show on the 23rd. Unless for some reason we have to move that around, but I think that is the date that we are planning for. I'm going to be on with her on her Sunday morning coloring stream.
Sweet.
So we're going to be we got some stuff picked out, and she's going to have to let me know kind of the layout and the format and how that goes. So we can get started, and got to figure out a good way to get my camera set up. I think with this hub adapter that I've got over here, my camera won't have any problem coming over here and going on the stand. So I should be good.
Top down.
Yeah, work out the logistics on it, and I'm looking forward to it.
That's cool, man. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna color and see how long it takes her southern accent to come back. Tony's going to be on in March with her.
That's cool.
Well, so that's good.
That's cool.
She had said something to me quite a while back about wanting to have me on. I'm like, cool. Just let me know. And it just we kind of missed each other. We're not always in the same streams or whatnot.
Yeah.
A few weeks ago we were in one. She was like, I never did get you on. I still need to get you on the color. I'm like, let's do it. So. We'll set it up and got a couple of cool pictures picked out, and I'll let her, navigate that and how we do that and go about that. That is definitely her wheelhouse. I'll be there hanging out. Looking forward to doing that and getting some one-on-one with Allison while we color some cool stuff and hopefully forget about some craziness that goes on for a couple hours,
Oh, yeah.
So that's on the 23rd.
Yeah. Right. Okay, cool. Yeah. I knew you'd mentioned it to me, but I didn't remember exactly what day. So yeah, I just wanted to lock it in and make sure.
I know. Lock it.
Lock it up.
And I'm trying to think. I don't know if I really got anything else immediate coming up. I got my Moon Knight video up last night, so thank you to the 16 people that watched that.
People just ain't into Moon Knight, evidently.
They're barely into me talking about G.I. Joe. They really ain't into me talking about Moon Knight. So just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. So, but I've had this guy sitting on my desk for like 2 weeks, and I'm like, I got to get this Moon Knight video done. He's so cool. I want to get him out and play with him. Last night, I was like, fuck it. I'm going to get this dude out, get this video done.
Yeah.
That way I can have him. He beat the shit out of 2 Psy Vipers, the Kingpin, and Buckshot, Flesh Cannon dude. Buckwheat. What's his name? Bushwhacker.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he whooped up on all of them. So pictures at the end. If you watch the review, the pictures are at the end. Just skip to the end and see the pictures.
Shit. Turk watched it.
Hit the like and then just go watch.
Skip to the end. Yeah. Sometimes it's like fine. That, right? No, I get it. Like, I'm super critical of myself sometimes too. And it's like, listen, just go right. Just do not pass
my way through a strange review. But I got trying to think anything I might have coming in. The 4 Horsemen Necronominous wave should be starting to ship anytime soon. I got 2 of those guys coming. That's the one one of them 2 is the one I really want. The Maxilius, the Harvester, that the dude is literally death. I mean, he's death. Comes with the hourglass, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
So I had to have that one. And then Necronominus himself, I got him. And then aside from that, man, I think because I slowed down a bit, if I ever get dial tone. And,
yeah, that's just a tricky situation there, and whatever.
And we'll see what happens with the we'll see what happens with the shipping on the rev vans. I'm
oh yeah,
looking forward to them. They're Ace said most of them are going out after Chinese New Year, and that is, I think, that lasts through the first week of March.
Okay.
He sent a couple out, but I don't know like who to. I just know a few got sent already. One of them was not mine. So I had emailed him too. Like I even emailed him and told him, who I was. Like I'm some big name to name drop. And just like, met you at Joe Fest. I talked to you in the live streams. I'm friends with these people that you're friends with, and we're all waiting for this thing. And I just asked him, like, it would be cool if you would send a smaller channel an order early. Like you send some out to bigger channels. Toy Kind of Mood's going to get one. They've already got one, but they'll get their official one. Ninja's going to get one. I think Joe Jerk. So I just emailed him and was like, would you consider sending a smaller channel their order early? Like I'm not asking for free product. Here's
sure.
My order number where I've paid for it.
Right.
So I just, be cool if maybe some of the smaller channels would be able to get one soon and get an earlier review.
Yeah, get a review on it, get it up. Get
not expecting it to happen, but I did attempt it. I
listen,
for myself a little bit.
You never know unless you ask, so it doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like bottom line, and it is what it is. I mean,
So whenever that comes in, whenever it may be, I'll have that coming in. But a couple things I got my eye on that I may pick up, just a couple Spider-Man figures and random shits. I'm gonna get one of those CT toys from over in China. I'm gonna order one of those. I think I'm gonna order the new Spider-Man. Man, just chilling, be hanging in the chats, watching fucking fallout from nuclear shit that's happening. And one over that I needed to throw in here too is this one.
You done fucked up, that, don't
you? I'm gonna have that one in there. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna call it for tonight.
Ladies and germs, no respect. No respect.
Thank everybody. We got 17 still watching, so hit that like button, that subscribe if you're not already. Helps in that algorithm. Appreciate that all the time. So make sure you are going over Friday night and checking out Unfiltered on Pop Blender's channel, and then back on Tuesday for the Evening Blend with Matthew Matson, also on Pop Blender's channel. And I'll be right here doing what I do, which is probably sitting on my ass in this chair and complaining about something. We will see you guys in 2 weeks.
You need that video. Video.
Somebody said it earlier, and I'm like, I still forgot to get that video. So 2 weeks.